Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. The fish are here. And let's not waste time.
Yeah.
I've said that 3 times now.
We are honored to have this gentleman on Zoom with us. He's going to be at the Improv, 2 shows Friday night, 2 shows Saturday night. TheImprovOrlando.com for tickets. Get them now. They will sell out. Kevin Nealon's on the show. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
Oh,
no
are
problem.
are we on the stick? Are we on the hiking stick?
Yeah, I have you on my selfie stick.
Yeah.
My
Right, the
laptop
stick.
is at the end.
Wow.
The laptop is at the end of my selfie stick. Yeah, that works.
With he's got the what is that called? The gauze blown out, kind of fuzzed out.
It's called the blur.
The
It's
blur.
Virtual background.
I like the
But
blur.
I'm actually doing this with my hand. It's my laptop computer.
No, okay.
Well, it looks good.
It does.
It looks really, really good, man. Well, hey, we're looking forward to seeing you in Orlando at the Improv. I know you've been here many, many times, but we're open. You know, we've been open for a minute, right, down here.
Oh, I know. I mean, Florida. I don't think Florida ever closed, did they?
Not really.
We don't really like to say that, but I don't think we did.
The cities did, but you go right outside, it was full on, the pandemic was never, I was out in December last year.
True.
In the mid-pandemic, we went on a beach vacation, and I walked into like a small diner, no mask, the employees, nothing. I was like, oh my God.
I don't think
they didn't get the memo.
I didn't even think they knew what we were dealing with.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, I love Florida. My sister lives in Fort Myers, and my parents used to live down there, so I spent a lot of time in Florida the last 20 years.
Nice.
Kevin, I know every comedian that comes to the Improv that we've been talking to, we always ask him, like, all right, what'd you do when the pandemic first shut down everything? Everybody has a different story. Some people started writing. Some people started doing projects that they've been putting off for years.
Some people completely freaked out because they didn't have any other thing to do.
We know some comedians, that took a break, and then they were grateful that they got a break because they realized they were working too hard. So what did you do, Kevin? Like, what was your time off? What'd you spend time doing?
Well, I did 3 things. I binge watched every show that I've been wanting to watch over the years, and then I ran out of things to watch. So the last thing I binge watched was our Ring doorbell footage. And, our UPS guy was hilarious. I also got into photography. I started taking these vintage photos of my wife, and she liked me taking her photos instead of some creepy photographer because she knew I wasn't trying to sleep with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you're touching on something that's really important to me is that, like, we do this podcasting thing, and we've done it for like 11 years now because we started doing it very, very early on. And then doing the radio thing because we come from a radio background and we're on radio right now. But, like, you do all these other things. And one of the things that I'm most impressed with that you do is your art, your caricatures. Now you say you're adding in photography. I mean, like, what all little things artistically do you do that maybe we don't know about? Because your art page that I now follow on Instagram, Kevin Nealon Artwork, I believe, at Kevin Nealon Artwork, it's good, man. You are really, really talented.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I really enjoy doing it. I've been doing it. I've always kind of sketched. Sorry, man, I'm trying to set this up so I don't have to hold it.
No, you're good. You're good.
I've always tried to sketch, and doodle. And when I was on SNL, I would sketch, like pictures of the people sitting across from me, whether it was Farley or Sandler or whomever. And then about 2 years ago, I took lessons from some guy in England on Skype. And I kind of learned how to do Photoshop and, use the digital tablets and do digital art. So I've been doing caricatures of various celebrities, and I got a book deal with Adam, I think it was Abrams Publishing.
Okay.
So I have a book coming out in the fall of 2022 of these paintings, caricatures, and each painting will come with an anecdote about how I know this person or some experience I had with him, whether it was Christopher Walken or Andy Kaufman or whomever.
Yeah, I'm going to try to put these up so our listeners can
Great.
see really quick what you're doing here. I'm gonna try to finagle OBS with the web here and see if I can Make it happen. Well, I'll add it in post. That's what we'll do.
OBS sounds like a character from Star Wars.
It sort of does. You know what? You add that in post. That's what the famous people say. We'll just do it. We'll just handle it in post.
Kevin,
That's the beauty of a podcast.
I want to ask you about hiking with Kevin and how that started.
Well, I like to hike. I'm not a big hiker. I don't even have any hiking shoes. I wear sneakers, and I don't even have like one of those camel packs. I just bring a bottle of water with me. So it's not like I'm a professional hiker. I just like to walk the canyons and, it's good exercise. So one day I called Matthew Modine, the actor.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine. I said, hey, you want to go for a hike in this canyon near my house? He goes, sure. And as we were hiking, we were kind of catching up. I hadn't seen him for a while. We were both so out of breath. You could barely understand what we were saying. I thought this would be a funny interview, if I taped it, because he couldn't understand. It was like, Matthew, when you first came out to LA, did you have an agent, 8 by 10? And he'd answer me and I couldn't understand him. So I videotaped that. And then on the way down on the other side of the canyon, I started asking him some more serious questions I had my cell phone on the end of a selfie stick. So it was really bouncy and shaky. I said, Matthew, do you have any regrets in your career? He goes, oh my God, I turned down so many movies after Full Metal Jacket. I was so picky. I turned down Back to the Future, the Michael J. Fox role. Yeah, I turned down the Tom Hanks role in Big. I turned down the Charlie Sheen role in Wall Street. And I turned down Tom Cruise's role in Top Gun.
Man,
and I said, you idiot. And I posted those, and I put it on Instagram. People loved it, and I had it on Twitter. And then I did Stern once, and he goes, you ought to make that a longer video, a longer interview. So I thought that's a good idea. So I created a YouTube channel. And just started posting them, and started getting a lot of followers. And I started adding better equipment. I got a GoPro on the end of a graphite selfie stick. Then I got a drone, and I started editing myself on Premiere Pro. And I've done almost 90.
That was
hikes.
my question. We do everything here. We're very hands-on. I'm the editor. Tom sells our show. He's lead of sales. Our producer Sam, she's books things. Butler fills in the gaps and helps us around here, and he assists with sales as well. But I didn't know you were editing these on your own, and it seems like part of your journey creatively is you like to learn. You were taking the lessons via Skype. You like the learning part, right?
I do like the learning part. And I've kind of, in the last 7 years, I kind of woke up one morning. I thought, I want to start doing stuff now that I've always wanted to do. And whether it's flying a drone or editing or learning Spanish, I take Spanish classes now twice a week because I live in Los Angeles, and you guys live in Florida. So it's you really should know Spanish, some form of it, whether it's Cuban or Mexican Spanish, And so I've been learning Spanish now for the last couple of months, and it's been great. And I'm learning how to play the piano. Like I said, I took the art classes, learning how to paint. I guess I just, feel the clock ticking, and I want to take, as much as I can.
Well, Kevin, it's interesting when you said you edited these things yourself, or the hiking with Kevin.
I mean, self-taught on Premiere Pro is not an easy feat.
Because it's funny, because right now with all social media and YouTube and people being able to put out their own content, it started very organically. Like you, talked about, you just started videotaping yourself hiking with friends of yours who were celebrities, and the conversation was super interesting. But a lot of these things kind of turned into where a company took them over, a production team, and then they made them try to look like it was just Kevin Nealon holding a GoPro.
The authentic Kevin Nealon GoPro experience.
There's an army of editors, and there's people filming. It's a professional production, and they make it look like it's.
Well, they have to almost go in and make it seem authentic.
So I wondered if it's I wonder if Kevin started doing this, and then it blew up, and there's millions of views on some of these, and then someone took it over, and now you have a production company. But you do this all yourself still?
Yeah, I still do it myself. I haven't done it since the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the charm of it is the kind of the rawness of it, the shaking of the camera and the audio not being that great. Although it has improved. Somebody sent me a GoPro on the end of a graphite stick and with an external mic that had an air muff on it. and then, like I said, I got the drone, and so it has better production quality now. But it's still, the same silly questions like how often you floss your teeth,
But
when you wake up.
I think your viewers enjoy that. I'll give you an example. Like even on your Instagram, following your art, it's cool as a viewer, as a fan of yours, to see the progression where it goes from pen on paper or pen on a napkin to black ink on, like, let's say a legal pad too. Then I'm like, oh wait, he's digital now. Like we almost get to enjoy part of the learning process ourselves, because that's I don't know. I think that's kind of neat. It gives it layers.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. I used to, when I fly a lot to gigs, so I get bored on airplanes. I've seen all the movies, so I just started sketching fellow passengers when they were sleeping, on napkins or on barf bags.
Yeah.
Or on a sketch pad, and people still like that just as much as they like the digital artwork.
Yeah,
I find.
And Kevin, I'm interested in with the.
He does a lot of things. He plays guitar.
I know.
Believe.
Yeah.
Aren't you fluent in German too?
I used to live in Germany when I was a kid,
Yeah.
so I spoke fluent German when I was a kid, but I've forgotten a lot of it. And then I took French in high school, so I know a little conversational French, but now I'm kind of like focusing in on Spanish.
Yeah. But
so I do a lot of stuff, but nothing good.
See,
I don't do anything well.
I disagree. I think you're like a genius, sort of.
well-rounded.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're kind of how I want to be and how I want my daughter to turn out. Like I kind of want her good at everything, and then also you have one key thing that I've never heard anyone, even my friends, just as viewers, say anything bad about you.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell me
Yeah,
something.
I've never heard that, but I'm sure it's got to be out there somewhere.
Well, like I'm just saying, if I'm at a party and Sam goes, "Oh man, Nealon was on Conan," it's always good. It's not. There's no such thing as like. I'm not trying to blow you up, but I'm just saying, like, I think your career. And I was telling the guys before we interviewed you, I was like, that's the one, man. I think that's the one you want.
Yeah.
Because you seem happy.
I've been lucky because I've constantly worked, and my career, it's never been like a skyrocket taking off. It's always been very consistent and gradual, but always going up and always working. So I've kind of been grateful for that.
Kevin, you've been in entertainment long enough to see the evolution and where it's gone, and now we're in 2021. We're in a place where people can create their own content and distribute it themselves.
He's doing it,
and you're doing it. And just going back to the hiking with Kevin thing, because more people would see that interview than if that celebrity did, let's say, maybe a Tonight Show appearance, or at this point in time, it's like.
But would it be as authentically cool,
or like any local radio or anything like that? But they're just talking with you. So does it still have to go through that celebrity's publicist before it's released, or like, because it's a highly viewed piece of media? So does it go through the same process of any other media?
Well, surprisingly, most people, they don't care. I didn't actually start having people sign releases until this last season of hiking. And I didn't even have any papers to sign. It's like I hiked with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I know.
His manager goes, "You want to send all the papers here for us to sign?" I said, "Well, there aren't any papers." He goes, "Oh, good. I like that.
Nice.
That was going to be one of my ones. I was going to say most famous person you feel like you've interviewed. I mean, that guy. I mean, like when I saw that. First of all, I don't know why I missed that one, but when I saw him, the little, I guess the thumbnail of you guys standing together, I'm like, that's probably one of the most famous people in the world who's just walking around with Kevin talking on a selfie stick. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic that he said yes. I had met him once before. He was doing Curb Your Enthusiasm, and ironically, I was coming down from a hike, and they were filming this little pasture in this canyon near my house, Larry David and his crew, and he was having a duel with some guy, and as I got closer, I saw it was Lynn. And so I kind of talked to him in the cameras afterwards, and we kind of got to know each other. So and then about a year or so later, I contacted him, see if he wanted to hike, and he said yeah. And so we did it near his house, like not in the heights, but up in New York, up around that area where he lives. I'm not sure where that was exactly, but there was a park up there, a very old park, and he told me that that's where he wrote a lot of Hamilton, and we hiked in that area. So it's pretty cool.
Wow,
That's beyond cool.
Yeah.
and it's cool that you're able just to talk to them and distribute the content for
Yeah. It's like very low key, like cool.
gigantic numbers of people to watch, where it's just like, hey, I'm going to film this conversation. All right, just release it.
Yeah,
in a world where everything is lawyers, everything is paperwork,
And
contract.
overhyped, and also overhyped. You know, it's like you're just like, these are people that maybe I admire or know or friends, and
Yeah, there's usually
And like no hair and makeup, just
there's
sweating,
usually
hiking.
10 publicists are usually involved, and like
I really like that. Do you think you've always approached sort of your projects with just a very, I don't even know how to. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
it's just a pure art form of
Right.
hey, we're gonna have this conversation. I'm gonna film it and put it up, and it's and instead of
I think your wife even describes you as being wildly artistic. Do you just look at yourself as like like an artist, sort of?
I guess so. It's, it's funny, you say I hike with my friends. I originally hiked with all of my friends, and then I went through my friends and I ran out of people to hike with. So then I had to start contacting publicists for actors and celebrities I didn't know.
Right.
And I had to put a cover letter together, and then, put links to YouTube videos of my previous hikes.
Examples.
And then I started getting more and more people. And just going back to what you're talking about with YouTube and everybody on YouTube now, where you don't have to go in and do interviews. That's kind of what it's like now. These guys or these women that have these comedians that have podcasts have such huge followings. They, and my show isn't a podcast; it's more of a web series.
Sure.
But these comics that used to have trouble filling a club now sell out arenas and stadiums and theaters because of their podcast, and they don't have to go in a day early to do radio or TV publicity.
yeah,
It's pretty spectacular the way things have changed now.
Yeah.
the self-promotion, we talk about it all the time. It's like
we do it.
we saw it. Everybody, they had their way. It's kind of like COVID was a great disruptor of the way everything has always been done, and then now we're coming out of the other side of it, and then a lot of comedians like, I'm not going to do these media tours
Right.
anymore. What the hell? I'm just going to promote it myself. My followers are coming to see me. I'm not going to wake up and do Good Morning Orlando with some, you know what I'm saying? Like all the comedians always hated that.
By the way, you would have not wanted to do Good Morning Orlando. Those people are terrible.
To do a 10-minute bizarro interview where I sit down with a fake talking head and he's asking me about how it is to do comedy in Orlando. Like
My favorite
horrible
question is, when you come to a Kevin Nealon show, what can one expect?
Yeah. And
Those are my favorite comedy questions.
And so, coming out of the COVID, also I want to get Kevin's opinion on this, because I love the outdoors like Kevin does, and when COVID happened and everything shut down, everybody just went outdoors. And I was going to ask you about hiking, because I saw stories about the trails and the hiking trails in California
Slammed.
being slam packed because nobody had anything else to do, and there was trash and litter everywhere, and there were just so many more people out. We saw it down here in Florida. Everybody with a boat took it out, so you couldn't even go out on the boat ramp. So the people who enjoyed it was like it forced everybody outside.
terrible.
But the people that liked going outside before were like, well, you're ruining it because there's too many people out here.
Yeah, no, in California, I don't think that was the case. I think people that didn't go outside before just stayed inside and watched TV. There weren't that many people on the trail. A lot of the trails were closed too, because they didn't want people, getting close to each other. But I'll tell you, when I do hike with some of these celebrities, I tend to want to go on a weekday morning instead of a weekend, because like take Jack Black, for example. I went with him on a weekend at a popular trail, and it was like impossible because everybody that passed him wanted a selfie, and it would interrupt the interview. So I learned that weekends are less desirable to go hiking with people.
Yeah, is it hard though sometimes when you are with celebrities and you hike? Have you ever had any, I don't know, for lack of a better term, altercations or any
Paparazzi?
Yeah,
or
anything where you're kind of like, well, that's weird, or that was aggressive.
No, I never had any paparazzi. I did hike with Bella Thorne once. You know her?
Yes.
Yeah, she's kind of a YouTube star,
Sure.
actress. I did a film with her, Blended, in South Africa with Adam Sandler. So that's how I knew her. and it was before she kind of exploded to what she is today.
Yeah.
And I hiked with her, and then the next, like that week, there like pictures in, the tabloids appeared of us in the parking lot, me hugging her, and
Right,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Porkin.
told the photographer we were going to be there, but somehow they knew.
That's crazy.
But Kevin, it seems like you've always stayed out of any of the,
Yeah.
I guess, the
And you're-
stereotypical celebrity drama or tabloids or all that.
And your wife's an actress too, so I mean, it would
Yeah.
seem to me like you guys are a good power couple. By the way, she has one of the most memorable characters on Parks and Rec ever. I mean, like, you guys are like. I need to get my wife to act. I need her to do things.
Dan, we are a power couple.
Kevin, we'll let you go because I know you're busy, but I got one last question for you. You did an interview with Ellen about your house being broken into.
Sam was talking about that, yeah.
And you talked about some stuff that was stolen. Did you ever end up finding any of that, or did that ever turn up because of the publicity of that interview? Like, did anything come of that?
Not yet. But it's funny you should mention that, because I'm in New York City now, and I was walking past a kind of a pawn shop, and they advertise Rolex watches out front. And I thought I should go in there and see if my watch is in there.
Yeah, I just wondered because in that interview you mentioned Gary Shandling's ashes were in a jewelry that was stolen.
Oh my God!
And you talked about how you hope to be able to get that back because obviously it was important, sentimental.
Yeah,
I was
my God!
And I thought that maybe that would have got out there enough where some pawn shop or someone would have heard him. I'm like, man, this is a rare thing. I'm going to try to give it back to Kevin.
Yeah, I doubt that a pawn shop would even take that because it's unrecognizable. It's just a little urn on a leather necklace. But I was friends with Gary Shandling, and some of his ashes were given to me in this little urn. So I would wear Gary with me sometimes. People sometimes thought I was performing solo on stage, but I was really a comedy team with Gary Shandling.
Yeah, I like that.
That's awesome.
That is very cool.
Yeah, so he's missing. So I think
That's
instead
terrible.
of calling the police, I should call the report like a missing persons thing.
I like that. Yeah, and I think he would like that. Obviously I didn't know the guy, but I knew you guys were super good friends, and knowing I think his sense of humor as a fan, I think he would enjoy this entire tale.
I think so.
Well, Kevin, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah,
really
man.
appreciate that.
Enjoy your time in New York, and we look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you here in Orlando. It's been an honor.
Yep, he'll be at the Improv.
Thanks, you guys.
2 shows Friday night, 2 shows Saturday night. Get your tickets. The Improv Orlando. They will sell out.
And good luck with the show, because now we hear it did it get an option, and it's going to be scripted now, and then you're going to do like a version of it based on your own show.
Well, we're taking it around. We sold it to TBS, and we got paid to write the pilot, but they ultimately passed on it. But it's with other people now, so hopefully we'll get some track.
I think it's
traction
going to
on
be
that.
huge. I think it's going to be huge. Well,
Yeah.
take care, man. Enjoy the rest of your time. We'll
Thanks,
see
you guys.
We'll see
Thanks
you real
for
soon.
having me.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Kevin.
Wow, that was really cool, right?
Yeah. Like you said,
What a laid back, cool dude.
his career. I think it's because we hear no drama and we're like, man, this guy had a great career. I think he's just a super nice and smart guy.
Yeah.
And then if you're super nice and smart, you're gonna be fine.
I was going to try and write that down, but what have we been saying? When we, I'd say like 2019, 2020, we were having almost like a vibe run where we'd get these guys in here, these comedians, and then when they'd leave, you and I would look at each other and we'd be like, the reason that guy is successful is he's very nice and he's very smart.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
And that's pretty.
You
much,
don't even need to be that smart. If you're not that smart, just be extra nice,
Yeah.
and vice
Yeah,
versa.
yeah.
If
Make
you're
up
not
for it on one
Yeah.
end.
And if you're not extra nice, I don't know if you can build smarts, but read a lot. You can read a lot.
Yeah.
And close your mouth more, right? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's like one thing I'm gonna try to teach my sons is like if I guess you could try to learn as much as be as smart as possible and be as nice as possible, and that will make you as successful as possible.
But if you look at him and his wife, not to deep dive on them when they're not on the air, because it is kind of creepy and weird when you do this. But if you look at both of them, they are a lot older than they seem
Right.
because he's taking Spanish, taking guitar, taking piano, drawing, learning digital art, it's exactly what old people do. He's just doing it while he's not old.
Yeah.
And he's dedicating him, like he said, the clock's ticking. He's going to dedicate himself to learning a bunch of, like right now, I'm teaching myself to Travis pick a guitar. I bought my dream guitar, and I'm learning how to correctly do the style of Travis picking, finger style guitar playing. And it sucks because my fingers hurt. But like now I'm a little more inspired after seeing Kevin because I'm like, I think this is the secret of life. The secret of life is just, you got to live it. You got to just do as much stuff as humanly possible.
Travis, put that on a shirt.
You got to live it. Write down, you got to live
Just
it.
live
Hold
it.
on, just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Mail that to ourselves.
What's our, I don't know our
do it.
mailing address. But that is the career I want. The Kevin Nealon career.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the list of people on his, on the channel that he's interviewed? It's weird.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
It's all over the place. But it's a lot of people. It's a lot of big hitters that I don't think other people could interview.
Also, and it's one of those things like I hate to like, what was it like working with Chris Farley? Like there's all these old. Like I hate bringing up.
That was on my list. I'm joking.
No, but it's like it's interesting to talk about, of course, but it's like I feel like no one wants to talk about stuff like in their career from 25 at this point. God, 30.
I believe he's been in stand-up. No, I read this.
91.
No, I read this. I believe Kevin Nealon has been doing entertainment
35 years ago.
40 years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's done it 40 years.
His SNL was like the late 80s, early 90s.
Right,
run,
when he did Weekend Update.
I mean,
and he didn't just do Weekend Update. He had characters too. Not a ton, but he had some.
He started Saturday Night Live the year I was born.
Yeah.
1986.
That's dope.
So, I mean...
And how good did he look, right? We didn't even talk about that. Oh, you can watch this entire interview on YouTube. Just search Tom and Dan Live. And you could have caught it live on Twitch if you were smart. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Anyway, super nice guy. And
that set my day off. That was good. That was really, really fun.
You know what's weird about... and we've heard this from everybody that loves doing stand-up, that it's their... like first love really in entertainment, and they're almost addicted to it or like drawn to it at every stage of their life.
You had that and I had that. I bet you I could categorize our first loves with like fame. Yours would have been, I think, your stunting and because you got something out of it and people laughed and they thought it was entertainment. Mine would have been drums. Being on stage playing drums, man. I got a taste of that and I knew I wanted to do something in this.
But what I'm saying is, like, I'm not drawn towards ever doing stunts again.
No.
That ship has sailed. But it seems like no matter how famous people get, and they're drawn to the art of stand-up, because Kevin Nealon, like, he's not doing this for the money.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it says doesn't need. He's got so many projects. He's fine, right?
Well, between he and his wife, they are just fine. I believe he has a son too. I wanted to ask him about being a dad because he seems like he would
4 kids.
He seems like
just kidding, siblings. Read that wrong.
He seems like he would be you look into his eyes, you can see the disappointment. It would make me sad. Yeah. Like that. He seems like he wouldn't have to yell at me much. It'd just be more of the like Daniel, sit down. And then he
why'd you do it, bud?
If we get a chance to talk to him again, I will ask him some dad questions. Yeah. I don't want to always go heavy on the dad.
Yeah.
Because we are dads, and sometimes I feel dadded out a bit. Oh, Maisie leaves this afternoon. I get a whole
kid-free weekend.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to Grandpa's for the first time ever. I've never been away from this child.
So what are you going to do?
Freedom.
I'm going to pump my wife really good.
Well, you already do that. You tell me all the time.
No,
you do that
all the time. Now you can do it anywhere.
But now I'm dipping my toe into the crazy stuff.
You got to visit Fairville.
I got a 15% gift card out of my mystery box. I'm going to go down there and,
I mean, you could do the crazy stuff with Maisie asleep and the other,
Can't do crazy.
Loud?
Can't do crazy when there's Maisie.
That's right.
Is it just
I've always heard that.
Sam told me that.
The level of decibel level of the
louder
screaming? All right.
Faster, longer, and louder.
Kanye style.
What are you gonna do besides that?
No, nothing. I'm asleep a lot.
Okay.
I was trying to big D. No, I'm gonna
sleep in.
I'm gonna sleep in. Yeah, there will be no. This is. I already told my wife because she's like, oh, because she knows that normally I would go in that direction because I do run a little spicy. But I told her no. I need some sleep. I need to rest. I need to sleep in. I need a brunch. I'm gonna get a brunch.
You can't waste the time of kid-free time.
No,
sleeping.
I'm gonna go to brunch.
Okay.
I can't go to brunch because Maisie does not. The longest she can sit with no stimulation or anything, any type of sensory, whatever, is about 3 minutes.
Oof.
That's it. Before the cartwheels start.
Yeah.
This morning, in fact, Andrea said, God damn. Normally my wife doesn't use GD. And she said, stop the GD cartwheels. and Andrea, like, you could call her and confirm that. You can call and confirm that.
She's just cartwheeling to make you guys crazy.
If you want to confirm that, you can confirm that. I know that sounds out of place for Andrea, but that is that happened this morning. I just stay out of it now because they'll go. They'll argue. And Maisie will not. So she can go 3 minutes of like just sitting, and then at 3 minutes she has to get up and flip, handstand, cartwheel, something.
Dude, when I left this morning, my son's still asleep, by the way, while there was a dozen people hammering the roof upstairs loud.
I love that.
Since, literally, I thought I woke up to a army of raccoons. I forgot that my roof was scheduled for today. And then I was like, what? Oh, they're coming. I thought the army of raccoons had taken over my roof.
They got in your shed. They got all the hammers. They had weapons.
Because
they were wearing colanders as helmets.
In the morning, there has been like a rogue mega raccoon running across my roof. Yeah. And then I'd hear it. And this morning, I thought it was that. I thought it was him and 1,000 friends. But anyway, they started the roof. And I go in there after I drink my cup of coffee, whatever. My son's still asleep. I'm like, how are they asleep? They are hammering. Like,
what time they go to bed?
Oh, yeah. My wife's uncle was in town. So
Uncle Randy?
No, Uncle Herb. He came down.
I know
from
Uncle Herb. I used some epic Facebook
Uncle
rants.
Herb's party until 1 a.m. What's going on?
No, he
epic Facebook rants.
He came down from Chicago.
That's not a Charlie Daniels song.
Herb came down from Chicago.
And then he just was having dinner at the house, and then we were all just talking, and then the kids they're running around.
Yeah, you stay up late when people come to town. That's a thing. That was a thing in my house.
And my wife's cousin was playing with the boys.
Yeah.
Because he's
family's in town. You stay up late.
And then so it was like 10.
We're gonna pretend like they don't always stay up late.
No, I know.
No, they do.
But this extra. Then they're eating cake at like 10:30.
Cake.
Yeah,
10:30 cake.
Because then, because old Uncle Herb, he likes to, give
Spoil
the kids
the
cake.
You like to become the favorite when you visit.
He's messing with us by like, hey, who wants cake? And then, of course.
And he's not spending the night.
Yeah.
Well, they're not his kids. That's what my grandparents used to do.
He's staying at my mother-in-law's house down the street. So
I'd be like, I'm hungry for breakfast. My grandma'd be like, do you want Jolly Ranchers? I'd be like, yes, I do. That's what you do.
So anyway, and then I wish my sons had just a tiny fraction of the energy Maisie has.
And I wish that my daughter had a tiny fraction of the ability to sit quietly.
Grass is green. My sons will just sit there, be like, sit there on the quiet, and they'll just
do it.
I mean, you give them a phone, they'll never move.
Maisie's up every morning right around 5:45, 6. She'll open her door, turn her light on, get dressed, get her iPad, and sit on the edge of the bed and watch live TV. She logs into the Spectrum.
Live TV? What is she, an old man?
You watch the morning news?
I my pop-up?
Sometimes I hide things from you because I know you're going to pick on my family. She will load up live TV using the Spectrum app on her iPad because she has told us, and it's a valid argument, because I'll be like, you need to get off that pad. She's like, I'm not watching the pad. I'm on live TV.
She's got a workaround.
Like, God damn it.
She's got a workaround. I love it.
Gertrude at the retirement home.
What is she watching on live TV?
She watches Disney Junior. And she knows when her shows come on. She's like, Big City Greens comes on at 6 a.m. She'll check her clock.
6 a.m.
She'll get her thing and she'll dress herself.
Scheduled TV. Everything's on demand.
She's like her mom. Did you see the pictures last night of her packing to go to Grandpa's house? Where she put all of her doll's clothing in small Ziploc bags, pressed all the air out of it, and then used a Sharpie to write the doll's name on the blanking bag. Just like Andrea does when we go on cruises or when we went to the Dominican Republic, my wife will pack us. I mean, it's like, you've seen it. It's disgusting the way she packs. She's got a checklist. She goes through, she checks everything off, packs it all up. Maisie's doing the same thing. I don't control that. That's just them.
I have to watch my sons go pee-pee like I'm a drug therapist. I'm like, did you go pee-pee? And they're like, yeah.
Well, they don't like to go pee-pee.
And I'm like, no, you didn't. And then I'm like, go, I have to see you do it. Like I'm your
like it's probation.
Court-appointed probation bail bondsman.
Oh, my God, that's great.
Anyway.
Let's do a couple voicemails before we get out of here.
All right.
Or we have to go to another break. Since we are powering through.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with this one. We were talking about, and this kind of ties into us talking about Kevin Nealon's YouTube show. You were talking about that one particular influencer named Preston, the trampoline tower
the
guy.
trampoline mansion.
Yeah, here.
Hey guys, I'm listening to your last episode where you're talking about Preston, the YouTuber, and then not really knowing who he is. I have a 10-year-old that has been watching him for years and years, and I also have a 20-year-old. And it turns out that my older son came walking by one day and watched him watching that. And he's like, I used to watch him when I was young. So he's been around forever. So if you're wondering how he's making $20 million, it's because he's been around.
I wonder if that got to be the same Preston that plays Minecraft that my sons watch, right? He probably does a lot of those different things, right? Like
yeah, I think they
stuff.
branch out. Yeah, like even like a guy like PewDiePie or any of these like mega streamers, I think that they go all in sort of different directions. Yeah, because
you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, it would bode well, I think, for your brand to do more and branch out.
And we're going to see how long can these things last with no company ever firing you? You know what I'm saying? Because think about how many TV shows would still be on if they were made themselves. Like how long could they run?
If you crowdfunded it and you were only dependent upon the people that liked watching you to fund it.
Yeah, because most of, like, back in the day, before we had accurate ratings or anything, before the internet, it was just like when your antiquated BS rating system said that the show was dipped in ratings or whatever, didn't have as much viewers, which could be complete BS. It's the way they measure that is so ridiculous.
It was almost as if they were putting their belief in God. Like, whether it's right or wrong, this is all we have to go on, so you're fired based on it.
A tiny sample set of people that opted in to even have their stuff monitored, which is a small set of humanity anyway. It's like ridiculous. Anyway, when they dipped in ratings, I was just like, all right, the show's canceled, even though millions of people still loved it.
What's the biggest show let's say I'll open it up to you and your family, you and your wife, have been invested in that went away? Because we all have that. I'll even open it up to products. Because there's one product that I only sound like a real old man when I say this, but it has value. There was a particular type of Lubriderm lotion that had 30 SPF sunscreen in it, and it wasn't greasy, and I would use it on my tattoo arm and all my tattoos. And they stopped making it, and I can't find one even close to similar, and it's been about maybe 8 years since they stopped making it, and it still bothers me. And I found it maybe 3 years ago at Big Lots, and then I bought it, and then
Big Lots has all the outdated stuff.
They do, and I went to use it, and
it's 8 years old.
This is not anything against Lubriderm, and it's not anything against Big Lots, but when I put it on my arm burns a little bit. So I discontinued use because I wasn't sure that it, like, I don't think, when I used it in its heyday, it never burned. They may have switched the formula.
What is Big Lots?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
Is it just they get...
No one knows.
Stuff.
No one knows what.
Discontinued.
No one knows.
What is
It's like a discount.
I feel like we even shouldn't be talking about it. I feel like that once we catch the ire of Big Lots,
that's not
going to
come
survive,
right?
It's thriving.
It
is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's thriving. You ever been in there? Big Lots is the only place you can go in and you can see Skull Candy earphones for $1 and a patio set for $1,000.
Yes.
Like, what's happening there?
I constantly
get us an interview with Mr. Lots.
Furniture, groceries,
food,
electronics,
lotions.
They got everything.
lubes,
We've
personal
talked about Big Lots
massagers.
before, and I told you guys we should do a go-to show to Big Lots.
I want to do a go-to show to Big Lots. Tom has put the hammer down on go-to shows.
Is
He
it-
sold all the. Did you know he sold all the microphones we had?
God damn it.
Is it cheaper than the internet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big
Well,
Lots?
some of
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Can be.
Okay, because I just feel like how could it be if like
Okay, the chat room.
you're paying some sort of markup for the fact that they have a building and employees and insurance,
But
and
not
blah,
a lot.
blah.
I think most Big Lots only have 2 to 3 people on staff.
Yeah, but still, they got the building. I figured the internet could undercut everybody because you're
the
just
chat
ordering.
room, and I don't want to say this because I know sometimes you like to mix it up with the chat room.
Yeah.
You know, I think out of everybody on the show,
Oh yeah, I hate the chat.
You
room.
hate the chat room the
Wow.
most. They love Big Lots. Almost everybody in
Of
there
course
is
they
like
do.
Big Lots is great. We
I
love
knew
Big
you guys
Lots.
liked
I knew
people.
that. I
Yeah.
knew they
You knew
loved
that?
Big Lots. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You can
I wrote
feel
down
it.
in my notes.
You can get a lot of good gardening stuff at Big Lots.
No.
the internet. The internet has. There's no reason to go to stores. Like, I can't find a reason.
Can you navigate the internet better, or can you navigate a store better? Though you, meaning you, I think you navigate a store better.
If I want a gardening hoe, I'll just go to the internet and just put gardening hoe and order it off Amazon next day delivery. I will not drive to Big Lots.
Dude,
Okay.
get high as Chong and then go to Big Lots. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
That's different. That's entertainment.
Yeah.
And that could be.
Well, that's what we've been
yeah.
wanting to do for the show.
Right.
Yeah. What? Go to Big Lots?
Yeah.
There's one right down the street.
Give me the product. Let's go back to the show or product that's been discontinued for either of you guys. Butler, you're in on this too. I know Butler's got to have something in his life that he loved. He's always got something. He's like, I love this one Marmite that he was the saltiest, and then they get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
I have a mental problem.
Yeah. Stop.
Okay.
Perfectly said.
That's it.
Perfectly said.
Where I have no product loyalty to anything, and I also have no emotional attachment to any tangible item at all.
So you're not a Pepsi Coke guy. That whole thing doesn't matter to you.
Butler brings up a good point. Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
You're
but
very
It's
specific
the
with
only.
your Mountain Dew.
He likes the Wait, what do you like?
He
now?
likes the zero.
If they didn't have it though, I'd just get something else and just gag that down. I don't know what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
that
is true.
It wouldn't move my needle.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you,
It doesn't, Sam.
if you stomped all my plants, whatever I have, if you get out there and blew my truck up,
Stopped all your plans.
Now-
I feel like you'd be like, "What
I
are you
think you'd be
doing?
upset.
Please stop! I've done nothing to you."
well, if you did it out of like to revenge or some sort of like to get me, I'd be mad at you, but I wouldn't really miss the plans. I wouldn't be really attached to them. Like, oh my God, my Monstera! Like,
Yeah.
I'd just be like, why'd you do? I would fight you. I'd punch your face.
wow.
Oh my
but
God.
I would be I'm mad that you did that. Not really mad
would
that
you
I
let
lost
me
the plans.
stop them all
I'd be, I'm
first, or would you
free.
try to stop me?
No, I'll punch you. If you
Okay,
try to be,
well, you
I'll try
pull-
to stop
you pull me off?
It's not that I want that. I'm just saying it's like I'll just keep on going.
Right.
Whatever happens with stuff doesn't matter to me. And then also I like toothpaste, whatever it is, I'll get the same stuff. Like for instance, I like Dunkin' Donuts Colombian coffee.
Hey, I like that one too.
And that's the one I bought, and I just bought like 100 K-Cups the other day on Amazon.
100. My God.
Yeah.
They're gonna go stale before you can use them.
Do they go stale?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well,
I thought they lasted forever.
They don't go stale with the coffee. You can taste the difference if they've been sitting in the cabinet for a while. You want fresh coffee. You want fresh ground coffee.
Okay.
I bought 1 million K-Cups. I'll have them until my last breath.
Well, that's what I realized. I have a cup of coffee every morning. It's my new routine. I get up.
That's not going to
Does
last.
it make you poo-poo?
No, I love it.
How long have you been doing it?
He's been doing it a couple
Because your
months
turkey
now.
sandwich lasted one day.
No, this is easier because I just bought the K-Cups. I bought an insane amount of all the stuff. I bought the
Which we have
I
here,
bought
too, by the
300
way.
gallons of milk.
I bought
But
one.
you stick with the Mountain Dew.
I bought a bag of 1,000 Splendas. I bought
bad.
100 different.
Just go straight black
Welcome
coffee.
to the bag of 1,000 Splenda.
But I do 1 K-cup of Dunkin' Donuts, 100% Colombian, and then 1 Splenda.
That's
and,
for the nanny.
And 1 zero sugar. What is it called? Coffee Mate is a big.
Oh, you're drinking Coffee Mate and Splenda?
Ooh.
Oh, man. No wonder you've been blowing the bathroom sideways in there. You got to go sugar and milk. You just go back to normal.
Yeah. And then I drink that, and so I bought 100 K-cups. I did not know that they go bad.
Well, they don't really go bad. They
Or
just
they're stale. They go
It
stale.
just won't taste as good. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
but in a
I shouldn't
year-
have said that. It'll be fine.
Well, because I'll just buy them 30 at a time instead of. I thought that I was like, well, I'll just buy 100, so I just store them, and that way I never.
Oh, yeah.
run
I'm with
out.
Tactical. Real sugar and whole milk. Yeah. I don't put a ton of sugar, but I put just enough to offset the bitterness, and I got to use like real milk in my
I'm
coffee.
straight black coffee like Ross now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't do the black coffee because then when I go to pee later, I smell it and it makes me gag.
I read some article about how it's good for your liver. Like
Yeah.
1 cup of
Gotta-
coffee a day is actually scientifically proven
What
to
about
help your liver.
15 cups of coffee a day?
Gotta get my liver back in shape.
I think it said that the amount of coffee people drink does not hurt them at all. The problem is the sugar and
Caffeine
the
too, yeah.
Well, not even the caffeine. From what I read, is like you could drink as much coffee as you want. Now, obviously, you may have sleep problems, but if you don't, there's no detrimental effects that coffee gives you, except for if you put sugar or milk or that kind of stuff. But I think coffee's good. Of course, there'll probably be something that comes out.
Where
some
coffee's bad.
study, or it's like, too much coffee. But it's like everything. Couple cups of coffee a day. Yeah.
A cup of coffee every day.
You.
You mung.
Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. And we are going to go into the ever neglected email pile. If you'd like to send us an email, show@tomanddan.com is the easiest way to do it.
All right, this says, I just witnessed someone make this sandwich in the break room for lunch. 2 slices of toasted white Wonder Bread, 1 slice Kraft single, a thinly spread helping of tuna fish, little or no mayonnaise. Is this the driest, blandest sandwich in the world?
Tom, you can take this one. You're a tuna man.
That sounds disgusting.
I have not ever completed a tuna fish sandwich.
I hate tuna fish.
I do too. I have never eaten an entire tuna fish. I have never eaten more than 2 full bites of a tuna fish sandwich.
When I was a sandwich artist,
Yes.
I would hate having to make the tuna fish subs, but also I thought it was even more gross when people put cheese on it. I feel like cheese and fish do not go together.
You know, I agree with that. When people put cheese on their fish
Weird.
fillet,
It's
I
weird.
get mad too. I'm like, why you got cheese on that fish?
Gross.
I like cheese on my tuna.
I know you do. I know you do.
You seem like that kind of guy.
We'll be right back. Top Tom and Many Friends.
And I grew up eating white bread.
I like Wonder Bread. I bought some last week because we were doing chip beef on toast, and
When
I
was the
like.
last time I've ever bought bread?
Oh, I like Wonder Bread.
And I get mad when Crystal buys the wheat.
I hate wheat
because at this point I'm like, it's all carbs. The wheat version, it's the
No
same
different.
BS.
My wife will go through these phases where she's like, Dave's Sprouted was on sale. I take it
What about sandwich
and
thins?
I punt it into the trash. No, that's a gimmick. I don't do the gimmick. I don't do mini bagels, half bagels, thin bagels. I do bread.
So the white trash tuna that I would eat growing up, which I still eat to this day, not as much, but when I do make tuna,
Okay, walk us through it.
I'll get a can of tuna, then
What kind?
whatever. Again, not brand loyal. I'll
No,
get whatever.
yeah, see,
Starfish.
I'm so. I believe that my whole. It's Star-Kissed.
Oh, okay.
It's not starfish tuna.
You eat starfish?
Starfish
Don't
tuna
even know the
is
name.
disgusting. There's Bumblebee.
Right, bumblebee
There's
tuna.
Star-Kissed.
It's all the same to me.
Star-Kissed has Charlie tuna, right?
Although one is
Charlie the tuna. They're like,
I didn't know
sorry,
his- I didn't know his
Charlie."
name.
You remember those commercials? Sorry, Charlie.
No, I don't think. I think that's
I gotta
before
be
my
dumb.
time.
I gotta be dumb old man for a second.
One is drier though, and they anyway. I
You gotta
get
add the mayo.
oh yeah, I get the can. I squeeze, and then I must have learned this from my mom. I have no idea why I do it, but I squeeze all the juice out into the
Yeah,
sink.
you take
You
the
drain it.
You take the top and you cut the top out with a can opener.
Yes.
Then you take that
and I push
piece
it
of
down.
metal, and you squish the ever-living bejesus out of the chicken or tuna.
Yeah.
Normally it's tuna.
like a strong man.
yeah, like a strongman. And you squeeze all the fish squeezins
yeah. All
out of the
juice out.
can. You got to get all the squeezins out.
And then that's when Crystal yells from the couch, "Ill, you're eating cat food."
Yeah, because it does
Yeah,
smell like
I
cat
agree.
food.
She hates it every single time. And she's like, "Oh God," she starts gagging, and then
It stinks.
yeah.
Here's a little Charlie tuna for you, Tom. I think I was able to wrangle this guy up. This is from the 1960s.
My God, sir.
Starkiss presents Charlie the Tuna.
I know what that is, Charlie.
Yeah, what is it?
A modern statue.
You looked at the label.
What you doing with it, Charlie?
Sending it to Starkiss so they'll notice what good taste I got.
They can tell from that?
Of course, dummy.
This is a very, very, very long
This
way
is
to
a
go.
full-on commercial. I mean,
This
a
is
full-on
long
cartoon.
way to go for a tuna commercial, right?
Yeah.
These guys were busting their ass for this commercial. The writers, they got a modern art sculpture. They've got it putting it in a crate. They've got a sidekick. Charlie's got a beret on. He's got a hammer. Too far.
What? I don't even understand.
Well, he's saying he wants to let Starkist Tuna know that he has impeccable taste. Get it?
Okay, oh yeah.
Right. Here, I'll give you a little
But
more.
he's the tuna
Yeah.
that's going to be killed.
Right, he doesn't know that.
Okay,
Maybe.
okay,
I don't know.
alright.
Let's see. Let's see where this
He's
goes.
going to be netted, and
Let's see where this goes.
They know that only guys with real good taste can stand to be around this junk.
That makes sense. But, Charlie, they ain't exactly looking for tunas with good taste. Starkiss wants tunas that taste good.
Nah, here they come. Can you see it from up there? Sorry, Charlie, but only the best
Oh, they
tasting tuna
killed
get to be
Charlie.
Starkist. Best tasting because Starkist is 100% prime filet. It is the best tasting tuna. For the best tasting
Calm
tuna,
down,
get Starkist.
Right?
You know, I say that
Why
to
do you
my
look me in
wife.
my eyeballs?
It is the best tasting tuna.
so after I squeeze all the juice out, then I take Miracle Whip.
Yes.
And then I put a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
You
even
ever really looked at real Miracle Whip? Every once in a while, if you squeeze it out, and you got to have that new Squeezums where it's like a wide mouth squeeze.
Yes.
That it gives you a wide,
Strip,
it
yeah.
gives you a strip. It gives you a landing strip, or about the size of a 1990 ladies porno.
Yeah.
The mayonnaise strip. I'm gonna start calling it the mayonnaise strip.
Okay.
On ladies. So you got to have that. Have you ever really looked at the Miracle Whip? In the white Miracle Whip, I bet you can't see this because you don't have your glasses. Every once in a while, there's a tiny, tiny little red dot.
What is that?
I think it's paprika. It's a little red dot of paprika.
That didn't get like.
Fully blended. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're dealing with the crazy zip of Miracle Whip.
Anyway, I put so much Miracle Whip, then once I stir it around, it becomes like a consistency of not really soup, but it's more Miracle Whip than tuna. Like the tuna is just, I'm like eating
That's
the
what I
Miracle
said to
Whip.
my wife, too. I'm like, this is more Miracle Whip than tuna. What's going on down here?
Then I put that on the bread, one
Is
slice
it toasted or is it just plain white bread?
of American craft cheese
Yeah,
out
that's
of
not
the,
even cheese.
Good
Yeah,
God.
It's
oil cheese.
Oil cheese.
on white bread. Eat that.
Toasted or
white
no?
trash? No,
No.
hell no.
You got to toast it on tuna. Tuna's on toast.
No, don't. I never toasted stuff.
I think tuna's primarily, I think your quintessential tuna sandwich should be toasted.
because to me I was like, well, I'm gonna eat the bread anyway, and then 5 minutes later after I eat it, it would be the same if I toasted it or not. Like I don't even account in the enjoyment part of eating.
Right. Like you don't you don't have any texture issues.
No,
or-
it's just whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna eat
Yeah.
this. Who cares? I'm like, why am I gonna spend the
so
extra
you
time
don't
to toast it?
When was the last time you can remember as a man getting okay, I can remember the last time I saw you get excited for a meal. I can remember this. I have a very bad memory, but the last time you truly got excited for a meal is when I convinced you begrudgingly to go to that steakhouse at the Palms
Yeah.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
and you had that steak and you got enjoyment out of the steak. But as far as food goes, that's the only time I think I've ever seen you get.
No, I like food. I like that steak. I like food. But it
doesn't move a needle for you though.
I won't go through the extra effort of making that steak at home because for whatever reason, I'm like, it's not worth the extra effort.
You've only
for
done
myself.
it once. Like
I'll do it for someone else, my kids, my wife. I don't.
Why do you hate yourself, bro?
Like he bought that.
hate it. I just
his wife, I think, got him that immersion cooker, and he used it, I think, one time on a fillet, and he cooked this amazing steak, and I don't think you ever did it again, right?
I'll do it if I have guests. I want to show them because I understand the cooking for someone and being like, "Hey, look what I could do! I made this." You know,
look
what
I can do.
I'm sure that you know what I'm saying. Like that's why people like cooking for other people is that they're like they enjoy the fact that they made this meal for
and people are enjoying
their
it.
friends and family.
Sure.
Yeah. I understand that. Like all this, what I'm doing is irrational. It's crazy. It's what a crazy person does. It's like, why are you pooping on the street? And it's like that person's not doing it because he's like, I'm doing this to fertilize the grass. You idiot! Like he's crazy. And this is what I'm telling you.
I mean, there's. Let me go to the chat room.
It's a crazy thing.
Let's see. Dorky says, Tom, even all business, no fun while eating. Jeremy says, so he really only likes football and Mountain Dew. Let's
he doesn't
see
even like
here.
football anymore.
Frogging
Molly
Molly says, I will ask, is Tom okay?
No, it's fine.
They're worried about you, bro. They're worried about you.
I'm just telling you weird things that I'm living my life perfectly fine.
You know I tell them weird things and they don't show the same amount of concern.
It sounds worse than it is, I think. And I think you when
it
you
quacks like a duck.
Yeah.
No,
quack. My wife sang that to me yesterday morning.
Really?
It just I don't know how I'm wired or whatever. Born that way, way to go.
Well, I do believe that is a very dry sandwich. But I'm a fan of the dry sandwich. You guys see, every day I get like a turkey Swiss.
Yeah, you get a boring sandwich.
Yeah, I like well, mine's out of necessity. I know that I need some calories. It's not a calorically crazy sandwich. It's just bread, turkey, and cheese. That's it. That's all I eat. I eat that for my lunch.
No condiments.
Well, a little hot sauce.
Oh, that's right. You do pack on the hot sauce.
Yeah, I pack on the hot sauce. But that's just because I need my daily dose of diarrhea.
I need a go-to lunch.
You were supposed to start packing your turkey sandwich
turkey
every day.
Sandwich.
And then you got into summer mode.
I'm too bad at life. I can't prepare.
Okay.
So I'm just I try. I like it takes me so long to get into a routine, and if it involves me doing work, it's real hard because again I'll put it off. I'll put myself like I'll be like I got to do these things. I'll cook the kids breakfast. I'll do this whatever I got to do, and then I'm like I won't do it for myself. I just don't care that much.
Right.
So I don't know how to fix that. Except for I thought about ordering. Like I wonder if I could order some sort of meal replacement bar.
Yeah, like I want that too. I don't want to think about the food I need to eat. I don't even want to put it in my mouth. I want like a box.
Okay.
Or
like,
okay,
tube.
you know these things that diabetics have where it's like a little port on their back of, usually it's on the back of their arm, on this fleshy part of their tricep or whatever. And then it's on there and it like is constantly like monitoring their blood sugar levels.
Okay.
I want something like that will constantly fuel me with whatever I need. I don't even want
nutrition.
Just give me what I need.
Yeah.
And then in the night, I'll turn it off. I'll drink. You know, like that's what I want. I don't want to have to, because I do enjoy cooking, but I enjoy it so much that in the evenings, if I can't really cook, then I kind of get like depressed. I'm like, we do a lot of bowls. You know, we do a lot of like rice, protein, and veggies in a bowl. Mm-hmm. Sucks. It sucks.
I figured out that the smoothie every morning it works for me well because I just go to the same place. I get my damn same thing every day.
But I want
drink
it
on the way to work.
I want it here.
But then my lunch, I don't want to spend the
$9 a day.
It's a waste of money. So I'm
it
like, I need just a meal replacement. The protein bars don't work because I eat those and that'll work for like an hour, but
then you get hungry again.
I get hungry again. It's like you need something more substantial than that.
Substantial subs.
Yeah,
So,
you need
like-
a big, you need a foot long Italian.
no,
You
no,
need
no,
an
no.
Italian BMT.
No, something that's healthy. Like I just want I want to order like, all right, it's got X amount of protein, it's got this vegetable.
But I want it easy.
and it's smushed into some sort of
Something
one-off
easy.
bar.
Yes.
Get a lean cuisine.
I want it to be a swallowable thing. I don't want to eat it. I want to chew it. Because
a pill?
all too often, like like these companies out there now, like Freshly is one of them, where you can order these pre-made super healthy meals. You could just bring them. You could do that, and you could subscribe to it. I don't want to have to eat it. Just put it into like a golf ball sized pill that I can take one bite, swallow it with water, take another bite, swallow it with water, like I used to do with my vegetables as a kid. My mom would say, "You're not leaving here to eat these green beans." So one of the reasons why I can swallow pills, and maybe if I were gay, I'd be really good at doing other things. But like I can swallow things well, right?
Okay, but hold on.
I can
Are we
take.
getting
I
it-
can swallow 50 green beans in one bite with just a little bit of water.
Now-
right?
now
I'm
that-
really good at it. This is how I used to eat my vegetables.
Now that you're taking joy out of life, I am concerned. But like I understand
You
what other
made me
people
this way, bro.
what other people are hearing and then feeling. Now I'm feeling when you're saying this because I'm like, man, that's probably not the way. Like I don't know, because I feel like after a certain amount of time, you'd just be like, what am I doing this? So like
No, I'd be fueled up. I'd
Yeah.
swallow my golf ball. That's my breakfast, and then go to do my stuff.
I'm like, should there be any sort of enjoyment in this process of eating lunch? Should I make it enjoyable instead of making it just fuel for my body to work? Because that is
Okay.
now that is, if you want to lose weight, look good, I guess, be the healthiest possible. That's what these guys do. It's like when Mark Marrow would eat the chicken and rice every single day, and like people that meal prep and stuff. and,
He uses Sweet Baby Ray's too.
and like Seth,
I've
like
seen it.
he's bird seeds and he's
Yeah.
got everything.
He does not use Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah, he's like
He will not cheat.
Everything's scheduled out and stuff, and that's what he has to do to look like
Right.
Seth, right? But are you taking away some enjoyment in life that is
Yes.
beneficial to your psyche?
Well, yes, because the joy of cooking, even my wife knows that if I'm stressed out, that even cooking will calm me down. Like, it's meditative for me. Like, I like the steps, I like the process, I like the sounds, I
Well-
like to play music while I'm doing it.
Yeah, the cooking, I'm just saying, like, for lunch, how we used to, because we both want that, is like, my morning smoothie, I don't get any enjoyment, or I'm not excited drinking it. It's just like some routine that I fell into that just works, right?
Right.
But should I add in some sort of
What, like-
treat
Oh,
that
so you
I
should
would
go
get?
to Santiago's and Bodega and then get like a full lunch
I don't- you know-
with bellinis and
Crab legs.
I'm just
yeah.
saying, should you add that
carving
in?
station.
Just so you're like, oh, this is a delightful treat. I enjoy
yeah,
having
you should
lunch
put
out.
some joy in your life. Yes.
When's the
I've
last
never thought
time you
about
had, like when your sons go to Jeremiah's, you just stand there angrily and watch them eat?
Yes, yeah. Mad that they're taking so long.
Yeah, because I can't see you. Okay, this is what I tell me if this is true. Like, I've always thought that when you said, "Oh yeah, I took the boys to Jeremiah's," that they get their Jeremiah's and that you kind of just stand there and begrudgingly watch them. The chat room likes the word begrudgingly. I'm going to throw it in there. They like you standing, or they know that you're going to stand there, watch them eat it. You have no interest in that sugar whatsoever, right?
No,
When's the
no.
last time you had a sugar treat?
I like.
Did you eat any cake last night with Uncle Herb?
Every once in a while, yeah, I'll be shamed into it because
Oh, they'll be
I don't
like,
want
"Oh, look, he's trying to be Mr. Muscles," right? Like that kind of thing.
Not only that, it's just be like, hey, everybody's having cake. I don't want to be like, no cake for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll eat.
You
the
guys
cake.
are eating bad
I'll
stuff.
straight up be like, I don't like cake.
I'll eat it because I
love
think
cake.
it makes them happy because they want to eat all
Oh my
the
god!
cake
So the
together.
key is, I just have to convince you to do what you
Peer
think is
pressure.
going to make me
Yeah.
happy.
You can peer pressure me into anything. Whatever. I do not want to disappoint you. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I'll do whatever you want
What
me
if
to
I
do with
told you right now I've never been more disappointed?
I know you enough to believe it's not true. I know that. But like anyway, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I'm explaining
We're all
crazy.
crazy. Next email. That was good. Yeah, that was okay.
I don't know why I don't want to disappoint anybody. It's just a weird thing. And most of my
I don't know
life,
why I enjoy disappointing people.
most of my
I
life,
love it.
my life decisions, everything has been based upon not wanting to disappoint whoever. Anyway.
Root. Hold on. The chat room said they have root beer gelato now. And they said that sounds good. Sorry, guys.
I don't like
I
root
don't
beer.
think that sounds good. I don't want root beer gelato. What is it? Gelato? Gelati?
It's just
Can we
soft
just call it
serve vanilla.
ice cream? Why do we
Yeah.
gotta? Why
Yeah.
does Italy got to be difficult on it? It's ice cream, Italy.
Yeah.
It's some sort of different thing, but
Okay,
it's ice cream.
I'm saying this now on our show. Anywhere else is fine, but on our show, there's no such thing as Italian ice. There's no such thing as custard. It's all ice cream here, right?
Yeah.
That's all ice
Yes.
cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know. Yeah. There's no reason to.
You don't need to do that.
Custard
What about
has
frozen yogurt?
No, that's ice cream.
Yeah.
That's just ice cream.
All right.
All right. Dear Tom, Dan, Butler, and Sam, on the chance that this was not a bit, I would love to see you guys reach out to some of the Florida college athletes that will be Olympians this year.
We do want a sponsor.
Specifically, the aquatic participants. Swimmers, divers, and water polo players have been getting overlooked by other companies. These NCAA athletes who have trained their whole lives despite having professional leagues essentially get a pat on the back for participation. These are athletes that are dope as hell, yet fly far under the radar of the national bozos like Barstool and Student Player. While a lot of land athletes will be able to market themselves and use their names to earn compensation, much deserved, it's very skewed their way, gender be damned. Besides Phelps, the retired pop from Baltimore, who can even name 10 aquatic athletes. They might be a lot easier to secure than, say, a UCF punter. Just saying. Who needs a shirt when you have someone who is breaking records basically naked? Thanks for reading to the end. If you guys aren't just messing around, which is almost as good, I'd love to see SFT on the bottom of some feet in Tokyo and worldwide. That's not a bad idea.
Here,
Aquatic athlete?
I tuned it
sponsorship?
out
Oh,
thinking
all
about
right.
No.
Italian ice.
this is the problem with all of this is the only reason anybody, business-wise at least, now you could do it out of charity, and that's a whole different story. If you want to sponsor your local athlete because you want to help fund their trip to the Olympics because just out
It's
of
an
pure
expensive trip.
generosity. No, I think the United States funds all that stuff and
I
they
would
put them
hope
up
so,
and
yeah.
everything. It's just that once they're done with it, like all the training and stuff.
Wouldn't it be different team to team? I mean, like, it would depend on what you're doing, right? Like, if you're on the, U.S. curling team, not quite as cool as the gymnastic squad,
Yeah,
right?
some funding, some people get more funding than others, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, based on the popularity of the sport
imagine,
and
yeah.
stuff. And so the reason we would do it as a business would be
What's going on over
All
there?
right, karate chop my mic stand.
for promotional purposes, right?
Right.
Like, so either for us to say like, hey, we're sponsoring this and it'd be some sort of content, or they can promote us, be like, Tom and Dan sponsors me, and then we get promotion out of that, and that's what we're paying them for. Is that's what all promotions are about, when it comes to business
Yeah, but if you
sponsoring
sponsor
something.
someone in the Olympics, that's pretty dope.
Can we get
But
an
they
Olympic
can't-
athlete?
They can't like show our brand or anything on TV
No.
or while they're at the Olympics. So
Yeah, but they can do like the white supremacists do and do like an OK sign
Do
or
the tip touch.
yeah, they can do the tip touch. That's
can they?
that's what the
I
white
don't know.
supremacists do.
Uh-oh, hold on.
Usually
No, they don't do the tip touch. They do the OK sign.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought about this, and this is where you're going. I've already thought of
Ting,
like
ting, ting, ting,
where
ting.
we'd ask them, "Hey, before you run your heat, like a race,
Yeah.
swim race, do the tip touch for the camera."
Like that one girl that does the dance.
So
you've seen the girl? She
No.
does like there's this one swimmer girl that does like TikTok dances
Okay.
before it's like her warm up.
I assume though that the producers, who like carries the Olympics now, like NBC.
I think they always have, yeah.
like NBC. They
Well, they
have
just
told
lost
all
hockey. I saw that.
Yeah, they've told all athletes
they?
like
Yeah. NBC lost the NHL to like
sucks.
ESPN and ABC, I think.
not to do any hand gestures, especially with the damn, OK symbol
Oh
and
my
all
God,
that.
just spiraled
stupid-
out of control crazy.
But it's like if they did that, I would assume they would cut it out of the broadcast, or the person will be penalized by doing some weird hand signal that they didn't understand.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So
They do that to soccer players all the time.
Yeah, so I've assumed they've all been well coached or at least talked to by producers because this thing is hugely viewed, and NBC doesn't want any controversy or anything, or they don't want their the athletes promoting something that they're not getting money, like these giant corporations.
we already
don't-
saw it where that one
they want a
girl-
piece of everything.
The one girl with her tweets and with her marijuana smoking.
Yeah.
I think, right? She's not part of the Olympics, even though she's a champion.
So
She did get an offer to be a spokesperson for a vape shop, though.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotta start somewhere.
So then it's like, all right, well, maybe they have a huge social media following and they'd be willing to promote us on that. But if they did, I would assume that they've had a lot of advertisers reach out to them wanting to promote their product. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've got a big social media following nowadays, most likely you've been contacted by someone asking, hey, do you want to advertise something on your social media, right?
Right.
At this point in time. So it's kind of like, all right, we could sponsor a swimmer or someone on the a water polo team, but for what reason? Are we doing it for charity or for our own promotional purposes?
Right.
And we'd have to decide what, And then on the charity side, it's like, all right, we could pay this person $500 a month
That's a lot of money.
to be nice, but then we're doing charity. We're not,
because we're not getting anything out of
because like
it.
Barstool Sports, they're doing that so that they can say, look, they're doing it as
They also have
content.
enough money to do that. So
They've got, multi-millions of dollars. I mean, what is Barstool Sports now worth? Like $100 million in media at this point?
Probably, yeah.
It's some insane amount. I mean, they're doing it. I mean, they could break off, $10,000 here or there just for their own content to say, hey, look, we're sponsoring this shot put guy.
$450 million.
Yeah. Just gigantic. So they can do it, and it can be throwaway content money for them because they're doing it for content for their social media and their platforms and for all the, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that makes sense.
and we could do that too. How much is that worth?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
And so it's like any of the major athletes that have a value for companies to sponsor will get sponsorship, and the ones that don't have value won't get sponsorship.
We just got to
because
find
that's
the
how-
talkers. We got to find the entertaining ones where we can get show
Yeah.
content out of them, and that
to
would
be
the
on the
way.
show,
Right,
yeah,
right.
and then talk to them and just
That would
be
have
like-
more value
Yes.
in our world, I believe.
'Cause then-
than even them being a good athlete.
Exactly, yeah. So then
I
there's
wouldn't
that.
tell them that.
Yeah. But how much is that worth? I
Don't
don't
know. We'll see.
$50, $100 a month. I don't. It's like how much is it worth for them?
Ghost of Manu Bull in our Twitch chat room says this is too complicated. Just go back to the blimp people and advertise on that. He's funny, dude. Like Ghost comes out with like you've been listening to us for a very long time, and Ghost is one of our chat room members on Twitch, twitch.tv/TomandDanLive. We were gonna advertise with the blimp.
Yeah.
Never happened. Never got it off the ground.
Yeah.
Literally.
And now these days, I don't even know. Like I look at all
That company
stuff.
is not around anymore, right?
Hell no. If it is, I'd be surprised. Have you seen a blimp flying around?
No.
I see,
well,
I
there
see
it
one
is.
parked over here every once in a
That
while.
might be it.
yeah.
That might be
It's
it. They never
parked.
got it off the ground. They were
Yeah.
supposed to fly over the Grand Bohemian.
It was like $10,000 just to create the banner.
Yeah.
Like, so it was
We were trying to get, like, can
And
we
that-
just do a cool... Remember when we told the guy, we were insulting because they're like, it's $10,000 for the banner over the blimp because it's a mini blimp. But we're like, can we just pay for half of the blimp?
One side.
Or just one
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yeah, we're like,
There's
can we
portions.
just buy
Yeah.
one side? And he's like, yeah, you can buy the tail rudder for like $1,000.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
God.
But
I'm
then
like, all
they're-
right, we'll buy the tail rudder.
But then they're like, we're not going to fly it until we get the whole thing sponsored.
and I'm like, God damn, who are we waiting on?
Yeah. And then it's like, is that going to work? Is that going to do anything?
Well, obviously it
no
didn't
way.
work. They couldn't even fly the
Nothing.
test flight.
Yeah. What does anything? If anything works, people are finding it out already.
Yeah.
Except for our advertising.
Yeah,
which
nobody
worked.
know-
If
No.
anything works, people are finding it out already, except for us.
Is that what, that was what was just
Basically the
said,
quote,
right?
yeah.
Because some our advertisers are doing very well,
And we don't know why.
Yeah.
No,
And-
we do. We do know why.
Well, it's because of our listeners and the BDMs and the people in the chat room and everything. Like they're using them. So I think we are a hidden gem of advertising. That for whatever reason, I think some of the companies that are doing real well from us, like getting 10 times back their investment, which is absurd, by the way, in advertising.
Yeah.
They're probably like, well, I'm not telling anybody else. Like, I wouldn't do it either. Like, I would. Imagine if our company T&D Media found some podcast where we could pay $1,000 and it gets us $10,000. Well, it would be the insane.
I keep it to myself.
Yeah, we'd be like, well, we're not telling nobody about this. This is a freaking
It's an anomaly.
anomaly and a lottery ticket. Like where you could pay and get 10 times your return. It's insane.
You got another email over there? Yeah, let's keep rolling.
Hey, show. I heard Dan talk about Negronis, and I too love a good Negroni.
They're good, man.
One of the best Negronis I've had was at the Outer Rim Bar at Disney's Contemporary.
They got good bartenders at Disney.
It's this cool little kid-century bar tucked into the corner of that hotel, and it is often overlooked. So it's a nice, quiet space to waste away an afternoon. There's a little old man tending bar who will talk to you about life, and there's always a game on the TV. It also has a great view of the Bay Lake, and they have a Negroni on the menu that is, mwah, chef's kiss.
I love that. I love a good Negroni. I also like a little Disney bar with a little old man bartender where nobody's at, because they have so many bars that actually finding an empty bar at Disney's not that hard. You can tuck in at the resort area of Disney if you really want to do it, and if you were coming from out of town or even a local. You can find these little tiny hotel bars over at Disney, and you can tuck in with like your wife and have a really, really nice time. Even get a little appetizer, and just sit there and drink. Andrea and I, maybe I'll do that this weekend when I don't have the kid. We haven't done that in a minute. That was always really, we used to love it, sit and talk and have a couple drinks. So fun.
Do a monorail crawl.
Yeah.
Every time I stay at any resort locally, if we do like a staycation type of thing or whatever, we go online and we look at the prices or whatever, and then it's like, all right, this is like, $220 a night or whatever, the cheapest price or whatever. And then you're like, okay.
We're in a resort town too. So.
Yeah. I mean, you normally it's around that the price, right?
It's
not getting much cheaper than $220.
It's certainly that now.
But
it's not,
everything right now is insane.
It's not less than that.
$600.
I would buy $220 now in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but I'm saying, then I'm doing the math. I'm like, all right, $220, and there's some tax or whatever, be like $500 for 2 nights. I'm like, oh, we'll go there. It's like $890, like for what? All the extra, the taxes, the resort charge,
it's crazy.
It tax it on crazy, and then no matter what, it's like, all right, I did the math in my head. I was expecting $500, and now it's $1,000. It's always double the cost for whatever reason. So it's like, man. And then I do this where the whole time I'm there, I'm like, God, is this worth $1,000? Like it. Could this be any cheaper in any way? Like, could I have...
Did you just do a Chandler Bing? Could this be any cheaper?
I'm like, is there some other way for us to do what we're doing now with not spending $1,000? I don't know.
I mean, normally I'll talk. We'll go in there and look at it, and then you just talk yourself into staying home.
Yeah.
No. That's what I'm like, is this worth it?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Now, I will say it was worth it at the beginning of the pandemic because some of the deals that my wife was able to swing.
They were getting good deals because they were afraid people weren't going to stay there.
That deal she swung at the Four Seasons here in town, we'll never get that room and what we got forever again. That's done.
Oh, yeah.
That's over. They will never do that again.
No.
I'll probably never stay there again. Every weekend I go there, I try to tell her to look, ask Florida resident. No, it's always... the room we had was like $2,000 a night.
We should talk to some people that actually took advantage of the pandemic to travel and to do things they normally could, because there were opportunities that opened up where
if you were
people
brave or if you already had it.
Yeah.
I saw a couple friends that they were like, I had it right when it started, and then once I had the antibodies, I was just like, screw it, I'm going everywhere.
Yeah, for cheap, and then no one's gonna be there. Like you have to every place to yourself, and you can go travel.
For a single man or woman, that would have been kind of cool, right? That would have been a hell of and weird. What a weird adventure.
Yeah.
Next email.
All right. Mouth guard. Hey there. So I make those mouth guards that Tom was talking about that his wife uses. They do work, but there are a few different styles. Some have bands to align your jaw. Some are able to do it with just a single guard. The most expensive one we sell is $220. The dentist then adds, quote, chair time onto that and charges insurance from $1,800 to $5,000. The Health Department and Dental Association keep us unable to sell directly to consumer, but we get the Invisalign Smile Direct Club cases that are mailed directly from a person doing their own impressions. They paid a healthy amount to be able to do that, and if you didn't know, Smile Direct and Invisalign are the same company and are exactly the same product.
Damn it. We paid $3,000 cash.
Oh my
God! Because our insurance, of course, did not cover
nothing.
Nothing.
Covered.
Literally nothing. I'm like, wait, even if I get cancer, they're like, nothing. We cover nothing. Nothing. Like,
nothing.
Nope. You're paying for nothing.
I don't cover nothing.
There it is.
To my sons, I'm talking to my sons. The general. I think it is the general.
Please dress Max up like the general for Halloween.
He would look adorable as a little general.
So I don't know.
A little mustache.
I don't know why. It's
we
just
have one here. Butler bought a whole pack of
That's
mustache.
right, he did.
I don't know why it was so expensive. So far, Crystal has reported not any sort of miraculous, results or saying that this has changed my life. I don't think her jaw still closes, but I guess they did say it takes time. But I feel like that's what every con artist says when you say, like, wait a minute, these magic shoes don't work. And they're like, it takes time. You're like, okay.
All right. I'll keep walking to see when I'm going to get my dancing.
And they never say how much time, because I feel like if they did, I would be yelling at them one day after that.
Oh, absolutely.
So they just say it takes time, and then
it's different for everybody.
Right, that's what it is.
They
It's
can say
different
that
for everybody.
It's different for everybody.
until your anger subsides and you just forgot about how much money it was and the stinger, and then you just laugh about how you wasted money on a stupid mouth guard.
I never really laugh at the wasted money thing. I never double back and I never usually get the levity. There.
I have to laugh at the tragedy.
I like that.
I
like that.
Because if I don't make fun of it, then
what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, because I'm like, all right, this seems like we got scammed and everything,
Everything's pointing to it.
Yeah. I know that, but if I bring it up to my wife,
Oh,
like I talked to you
what
guys
are you, an
about
idiot?
it.
You can't bring that up.
No. I just said, be quiet.
Oh, I got no big fight this morning with my wife.
Oh yeah.
But like you guys always think that her being organized is the best thing, and I guess in a lot of ways it can be a very positive thing. But when you're also hyper organized, and she's the type of person where if I'm cooking, she's always right behind me cleaning up, but in some ways cleaning up a little too fast. I'm like, I needed that whisk.
Right.
What are you doing?
Not done with that yet.
Yeah. What are you doing? I needed that. Now you're working harder. You're not working smarter. Let me finish, and then we'll clean up together. That sort. She don't like that. She likes to clean up. That's why she's organized. Clean up as you go along, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go to Old Navy. I buy 2 big packages of socks, the big jumbo dad packs, and they're in a bag because I just need some socks because I'm riding the Peloton. I'm running out of socks. Got holes all in my socks. I haven't bought socks in like 10 years.
You drove to Old Navy?
Yeah, I did.
The
socks.
internet.
I did.
The internet.
No, I wanted them.
Navy?
I wanted them now. I didn't want to have to wait for the next day. I wanted socks now. I wanted to go get the socks.
Some
come back,
Amazon Prime you can get within 2 hours.
put them on my feet.
It just you one click
I
by.
wanted to look. I wanted to touch the cloth with my hands. So I got my socks, and we came home, and my wife must have, in her like frantic cleaning, must have thought it was just like a bag of trash. So she just picked up the Old Navy bag because, like, in my house, you have like about a 3-minute window to unpack everything before the the cleaning bitch comes start rolling through and clean everything crazy. So apparently, I didn't pull the socks out in the 3-minute window, and then cleaning bitch comes through and then decides to throw everything away. So I get up this morning to ride Peloton. I don't have any socks. I didn't want to ask her, where my socks are. So I'm tearing the bedroom apart, and I'm like, she comes in, she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I can't find my brand new Old Navy socks that I drove to get like an old man." And she's like, were they in the bag? I go, yeah, they were in the bag. I never took them out. She's like, well, I didn't take them out. And I go, well, they were in the bag. That's the last time I saw them. She's like, I bet you I threw them away. And I'm like, well, I bet you did.
Couldn't she feel the weight of the socks?
You would think that, but if she's in a fast cleaning frenzy, you don't know.
She's like Tasmanian devil around there?
That's how it is. See, there are some negatives to this hyper-organization.
I always check a bag before I throw it away.
Well, you would think so. My wife did not. I'm out about $8 worth of socks.
Man.
They were on sale.
But to be able to be...
She didn't dig it out of the trash?
She went downstairs to try and dig it out of the trash, but this happened a very long time ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. To be that organized and efficient, she got to do things fast. Like,
especially around me. I'm slow.
Ghost says you can get socks and underwear at Big Lots. So maybe next time just go to Big Lots instead of Old Navy.
I got a date with Big Lots today. No, I don't want to go to the internet for everything.
It's got it there. Don't go to the store.
Why not?
Why?
Well, but I can get it now.
Yeah, but who... I mean,
and I can also look at it and see if it's the right size, and I got the right size.
But technically, you're getting it faster. Now, it's not in your hands, but you go to Amazon and you just click it, one buy now button, and you're buying it now.
But it's not.
It's just
not
coming
faster
to you tomorrow.
He wants them today.
That's not faster. Faster is going and getting it.
Yeah. I guess if you needed emergency socks.
Well, I don't think anybody ever needs emergency socks. No, I wanted news. I was like, I needed new socks. I think I'm going to drive up the street and get some new socks. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you got nothing better else to do.
But how much junk have you bought on the internet and then you got it and it wasn't what you wanted, it was junk? You've had
everything.
a myriad.
Everything.
Right, that's my point is there's a negative to your way as well. It's like
How's your solar lights working out?
yeah,
No,
you
it
buy
broke
all,
already.
yeah,
Oh, they did?
You
Okay.
buy all kinds of internet junk because
Yeah.
you're not vetting it, you're not looking at it, you're not touching it.
I don't got time for all that. I don't want to waste my time like looking up things to buy or buying anything. It's I'd rather do other things
Like
work on the house, whatever, play with the boys.
Okay, all right, I got you.
That's all I
It can
do
be
basically.
It can be a time saver. I can't debate you on that, but I'm.
I get no enjoyment out of like going to the store and buying things like socks.
Well, I didn't get enjoyment out of it either, but I got them fast.
Yeah. But if it's an emergency scenario, I guess the stores, they're not going to let. There's no way.
There is a Big Lots next to the
Yep.
Old Navy where I got my socks. Could have just gone in there. What brands are we talking in Big Lots? It's not Big Lots
Hanes.
brands. Is it going to be a Hanes?
Yeah. Fruit of the Loom.
I don't like any. Another reason I wanted to go to Old Navy. I don't like any. I don't even like my Vans socks to say Vans, and I have a bunch of those. I
just
don't
want 'em
like that. I
plain?
just want socks.
Yeah, I heard that guy with the internet. They have the socks.
I know, but I don't want. I don't want
the
nothing on
internet.
'em.
They have the socks.
Well, next email.
Hey, show. First comment. Nerd Jock is normally bad but passable, but this week's Jump the Shark bad. EJ is at Universal doing his normal Bumble, non-informative, Sam fills in the facts and info segment with some rando chopper jeweler that was the worst of the worst. No, I don't think I can do it better than EJ, which is why I don't want or need a segment. Some people are not made for it. The phrase, "have you guys seen?" does not ever need to be said again by another human ever. It's been used up in this segment. I'm sure EJ is a nice guy, but his segment is the worst thing on a corporate time, which means you'll keep doing it forever because you are ruiners. Second comment, Tom, you are the man of nothing matters, but act like everything has to matter. A tour must matter. A painting must matter. A hobby must matter. 5 to 7 times a week, you scream talk about how most things people like or do are stupid because there has to be a means to an end that fits what matters to you. A walking conundrum just like the rest of us. Thanks for the content, guys. Less Nerd Jock. Chris.
You're putting way too much thought into it.
That was a lot. I mean, that was like.
Do
took me on a tour.
Do you listen to EJ's bit because you think you're going to get some hard-hitting news about sports and nerd stuff? Oh, it's basically just making fun of how fat he is. And then,
Yeah,
and
I
then,
mean, I don't even call, like when we
and then we talk about the
on
topics
my,
he brings up.
on my packet. It just says Tuesday Fat Guy. It doesn't say Nerd Jock. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be that thought out, or you're grading it of like, what were you expecting? That's how
Yeah.
Are you expecting that EJ is going to be some sort of like sports analyst?
Well, yeah. Like,
and,
why would you come to us for
And you
sports?
know this by now.
Why would you come to us for sports when there's networks dedicated to sports?
He does it on his phone at work normally.
Yeah.
This time he was
There's
at his
a lot
son's
of
birthday.
negative. Yeah, a lot of negatives here.
So it's at this point it's the comedy of
Not prepared.
him
At work. Bad audio. Bad video.
Yeah.
Bad information.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
timely. Not funny.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
That's the equation.
That's what makes it good.
Yeah.
And then we laugh about it, then move on. And then for me, he's mad that I'm complaining about everything or whatever.
We wouldn't have a show if you didn't complain.
Yeah. I'm just telling you.
Yes.
And how I feel is literally this day and this moment
Right.
as I talk. I'm just telling you exactly how I feel, the truth. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not like, I'm going to tell people this. This is my agenda today.
Don't
There's
ever
not-
think
I have no agenda. I have no long-term plan where like I'm leading these people this way, and then there's none of that.
No.
I'm just me and Daniel are talking to each other,
Having a conversation.
We're doing the show. I'm telling you how I feel about things. It probably I bet if you went back and listened to the show, how many times we contradicted ourselves throughout the years?
Oh, my
Where
God.
we loved
Oh, I
something
tried
and we
to.
hated
I
it.
Do
tried
it within
to.
one show.
I
Yeah.
try to remember the things I did, and then I try to pull the fourth wall. I like to say to the viewer, I don't know which way I went on this last time, but this time I'm going to try to go differently. I like that.
Yeah.
why not?
So they'll think I do that all the time. Where it's like when I'm saying things, I'm like, what can I say that would be the most funny at this moment, or like almost just to be a contrarian
Sure.
to the popular view or whatever. Not that I don't believe that. I usually try to stick with saying things I not really I believe in.
You don't like
but
to lie on
yeah,
here.
I'm just telling the truth. But I do often go for comedy or the joke first. I don't care about getting across any sort of serious like agenda point or like inspiration. It's all to try.
This is all nonsense, sir.
Yeah, it's all just try to make people laugh. And me and Daniel have gone through this so many times before. We're like, what are we doing? What's the purpose of this? Like, how do we do it? And then it's all just come back to, can we make each other laugh? Are we having fun? Are we saying things that we find funny?
Yeah, that's it.
Are we making fun of our listeners? They find it funny? It's just a big inside joke a lot of times where we're saying things that we don't like steadfast believe in. There's nothing like that. We just make fun of everything. We try to ruin everything.
I don't die on this hill. This is not a hill to die on this show.
No. And then try to make people laugh, have fun.
Just stop there. That's it for me.
We could help some charities if we
I like that part. Yeah, I like the kid charity part. That's fun. But that goes back into fun too.
Yeah, we try to do run a company where we have some employees and do something good for the community.
Yeah.
I don't know, that plays
That's
into
the hard part.
That means something to us too. It's like, all right, other than that, there's not much out there.
No.
There's no anything more complicated.
No, there really isn't. You gotta.
Oh, we gotta get out of here.
God.
Bye. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So we just got back from taking the tour of Jana and Jason's new mini trailer RV.
They're bouncing on our couch.
Yeah. Which
It's awesome.
Jana and Jason are here. How you guys doing?
Living lucky.
So first, it's great to have you guys in the studio again. It feels weird. Like it's been too long. It's like, well, we're together.
Yeah.
Real people.
Yeah. So you guys bought a brand new mini trailer, which I've always looked at things like this.
I like the camper.
Mini camper
Because I feel like when you say mini trailer, it's like
Doesn't do it
you have
justice,
a mini trailer. Now
I bought it to take my garbage to the dump.
And so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your trailer? Because I know when Tom borrowed my deceased parents' trailer, he only went to the dump.
Tiny camper, I should say. Yeah.
There you go.
I have to tell you though, on our drive over, I started to lose my courage for driving with this
I thought you were going to say
thing.
sense of smell.
Started coughing and sweating and lost my sense of taste and smell.
Because I stuck my head in that mini camper.
Oh, yeah, you licked the mattress.
I was rooting around in there. Anyway.
I was licking the pillows.
You started to get buyer's remorse?
No, she felt, she was like, she got nervous because she's like, they're not going to like it. I was like, these are guys, they're going to love it.
Not you guys.
Well,
it felt kind of silly. It felt a little silly.
We're both in the market for adventure. I want one of the ones that goes on top of like a vehicle. I want the tent.
With wheels?
I want the rooftop tent.
No,
Okay.
they make a rooftop one. What is it called? Outlander?
It's called like overlanding.
Overlander,
I don't know what it's called. It's called tent on a roof of a car. That's what it's called.
Cat on a hot tent
Everybody's
roof.
trying to thank you. Everybody's trying to make everything more complicated, and they want to make it like tactical and military grade. It's not. It's a camper on a car. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think it is Overlandering or
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, so
Great movie from the 80s, by the way.
what? So let's start from the beginning. What made you guys want to buy an RV?
A phone call.
All right.
We were at the farmer's market one Saturday, and I'd been
No,
diddling
one
around.
Saturday, just
Last Saturday.
This Saturday.
past
Oh my
Saturday.
God, you guys operate
So
quickly.
Friday, I was on Facebook Market. Is that what?
Don't go on there. What are you doing? Are you trying to get a pair of
So
$1 Jordans?
I was on Facebook Marketplace.
So how are you describing Facebook Marketplace as if we've all never heard of it?
So
There's
I
a
was-
thing
I
on
have a new
Facebook.
thing.
I was using 140 characters on a thing called Twitter. I never had. Like, what do you?
It was a list. I think it was created by a man named Craig. Have you heard of it?
Could be
Now,
wrong.
I'm
Could have been Greg. Could have been Greg.
I'm on Facebook all the time, but Facebook Marketplace is something relatively new to me. But Friday, I'm on this Facebook Marketplace, and there are teardrop campers all over it.
Yeah.
Now, there are all kinds of things, but we find this one that I really like. It looks like a gray bomb shelter, and it's custom made. It's got all these awesome, cool things on it.
Bomb shelter.
And we're going to the farmer's market Saturday morning, and I get a call right when we find a parking spot at the farmer's market. He's like, if you want to look at it, it's available. We're only 2 hours away.
Yeah,
I was like,
Zephyr Hills.
sounds good, because I got exactly 4 hours.
They got that water money.
See,
right?
See, this is how I want to live my life, and you guys are
No,
doing
you
it,
can't.
but
You're too negative. They're
Yeah,
positive.
you say that, but you don't.
No.
You hate joy. You hate fun.
fun.
Okay, well,
You hate
hold
fun.
on.
We bring
hate
Jana.
hobbies.
I think the point of Jana and Jason even coming in here now is to prop up our show, because pretty soon you're going to drag us
Honestly.
right to hell with your negativity.
No,
Yeah.
I think I'd have more fun if I had the ability to do whatever cockamamie idea I come up with.
You do.
I think you do
it.
that
No,
anyway.
the
You
crow
do it
stops
here.
me. You guys stop
I
me.
don't stop
Samantha
you.
stops
I don't
me.
stop you. Miss Samantha.
All right, I got an upgrade.
No, I'm like, we should waste our money doing this.
from
And Sam's
Billions?
like, no, that's stupid.
You
I'm
do it
like,
anyway, but you do it anyway. I
No.
tell you it's a waste of money. You do it
No,
anyway.
now I don't even say it, the ideas I have.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Then what are you telling
Like
me
this
there?
morning when he's like, I shouldn't
let
have even
somebody-
opened my mouth. I'm like, no, you should. It's called communication.
You
It's
should definitely. That little duck inside, you should let it quack.
No,
When you
never
quack-
crack the duck.
when you quack like a duck.
When you-
There's a song we should show.
Oh, yeah.
I can't play it.
All right.
It's like a lemon party.
Anyway,
I would sing along.
I love the fact that you came up. You're like, I want to buy a teardrop camper, and then you buy it the same. Couple days
yeah.
after you thought of the idea.
No, we not only drove to Zephyr Hills, but then on our way to Zephyr Hills, we find one in Sebastian, Florida.
Well, because there was one in Zephyr Hills, Lakeland, Groveland. So we went to
we
all these
literally
places
went-
Saturday, but we also had a coaching appointment in Claremont that we had to get to. That's
So we
why
were
it was
driving
a busy
all
day.
over
They're
the
doing this
state of
while they're
Florida.
becoming positive, helpful, and inspiring influencers, Tom.
That's
You're
right.
failing
Yeah.
at your adventure doing nothing.
I know, but because
You're leading an army.
what happens is, guys, that I've bought a lot of things in my life that the Crow and other people have told me, don't buy that. You're never going to use it. Blah, blah. Stand-up jet ski, other
Your
boat.
No, his
The
first
playground.
boat,
Yeah.
boat, excellent purchase.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
one wheel, excellent purchase.
Yeah.
His
Not
new
even-
boat,
not
his
even that.
new boat, not a good purchase.
How many times have you seen me on my one wheel recently?
Well, the pandemic,
recently.
the pandemic, for whatever
You
reason,
need a sit-down jet
Wait,
ski
you
like
have a
Yamaha
one-wheel?
VX Cruiser.
When
Got
you
one
say
of those
one
for
wheel,
you.
are you talking like a unicycle?
yes, he rides a unicycle.
It's kind of
He-
electrical.
No, it's
he-
nothing
he
like a
rides
unicycle. It's
unicycle.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
a unicycle with a battery.
No, it's
It's
like
a lazy. It's a unicycle for lazy people.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
It's a uniboard.
It's an extreme.
Extreme.
I like. You know what? I like what Jason called it. A uniboard. He rides a uniboard.
No, it's not a uniboard. It's a. It's like all the technology and the hoverboard from Back to the
Oh, it's
Future.
like a gyroscope.
It's super cool.
It's like a
and everybody
Segway
thinks
for
it's
dork dads.
It's a Euro.
It is a
anyway,
Euro.
It's. I buy these things and
Think
then
of Gizmo Duck. It's like that.
all the people. Yeah, there's like the thing Gizmo Duck rides. Except for there's another thing that exactly like Gizmo Duck, which is
Well, there's a little black kid that drives it in Baldwin, and he goes way too fast.
no, it
Wait,
goes
I mean,
fast.
there's a kid that drives.
Dude, a
there's
guy
this little-
jumped it like 50 feet on the internet.
There's a little kid. There's a little black kid that he must be 10 years old, and he rides it up and down Lakemont, and the kid is going 60 miles an hour if he's moving. I mean,
It's
he's
so fast.
flying. No helmet, no shirt. Just
Sometimes you got to get places.
yeah, he's going. And it goes between his legs. That's what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
right?
You stand on it. There's like
And the-
two pegs and the wheels going straight,
Yeah,
and,
and
you're
it-
standing
and
like
there's
a soldier straight.
Yes, and there's only
I don't
one
like that.
speed, and it's breakneck.
Oh,
They have new wheelchairs like that too, that just sit on one wheel.
really?
Oh, really?
Have
That's
you seen
awesome.
those?
Oh, one wheel
Yeah.
wheelchair.
They're one wheel wheelchairs.
And then it just
Yes.
you lean forward.
You
go
lean
there.
forward to go, except
Sometimes you can
paraplegics
just
have
put your
no
neck.
balance.
Oh,
Yeah, you can just use your neck.
So let's
stop, Jason. God,
I'm just telling you.
I know you weren't.
let's get back to you guys buying the camper because I was saying I basically
They don't take checks, or we would have got it on Saturday. Got it for real cheap.
Well, that means it's well made. You bought it with cash?
Yeah.
It's a well made camper.
I'm often dissuaded
I
to
trust the
buy
cash deals.
my impromptu stuff because everybody around me like you'll never use it, and then they're eventually right, and then I'm sad that they were right.
Well, the boat one is the weird one for me because such a boatman. His first boat, he
Yeah.
bought it off a listener. He got a really great deal on it, and that boat served him so well. That boat, like he drove it into the ground. Like he used that boat more than anyone I've ever seen use a boat.
Okay.
This new boat, dare I say you've been on it 5 times?
No,
6
okay.
maybe.
The kids, listen. The kids will ruin your life and all the
Oh,
fun.
I'm trying to tell you guys this.
It's kind of like me with my classic scooter.
There's too much work.
If he wanted to say
Alright.
the same thing to me, my classic scooter, I haven't ridden that thing in like 10 years. It's just collecting dust in my garage. Piece of crap.
Anyway,
Bucket of
let's
bones.
live vicariously through Jenna and Jason because they are living life. Now, you went to this guy's house
Yes.
on Facebook Marketplace in Zephyr Hills, and now this is different than a regular teardrop camper that everybody. Basically, I'm trying to describe it so people know. I feel like most people know, but it's a mini camper that is just basically a bed on wheels, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
And
there's
then-
no roof. It's literally a mattress with sheets on it on a trailer.
no.
Well, a tarp.
Right.
It's
Tarp over the
It's
top.
like a hard tent on wheels, and then there's a kitchen in the back that usually you open up the back, an outdoor kitchen, which is I love, by the way, because if you're camping, you should be camping. You should be outdoors. Like it gets to these grandiose campers that have multiple bedrooms and living rooms and stuff. And you're like, well, what are we doing? Are we bringing our
Condo.
Yeah, our like manufactured home on wheels to where we want to go?
I do
Or are we
kind of.
camping?
I do like the slide outs though.
Well,
I'm a,
Yeah.
We looked at one that had a hot tub in it. That was pretty
Yeah.
You get to the point, and they are better. You do have a better experience camping.
Yeah.
It's
I
way
mean,
better.
I'm not
Waldorf?
saying,
It's so good.
I'm not saying what you have isn't cool, but a hot tub's pretty cool.
I'm just
I
saying,
mean, that's pretty cool.
when you're
Like-
pooping on the floor, you're gonna look around and you're like, God
Yeah.
damn, we could have had a hot tub.
yeah. Don't get on your phone if you're pooping outside in your because they have a little PVC.
Yeah.
They have a
Yeah.
little PVC
Portable
X.
toilet.
A PVC pot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a PVC X that you set a toilet seat on top of it. I'm guessing you either go on the ground and then dig
So
a
you
hole.
put
or-
a,
you
you
go
put
in
a
a bag.
bag
Yeah.
over the top of it.
Okay.
You poop in a Walmart.
And then it's a Chick-fil-A bag.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
Jeff Wagstaff. Shout out to Jeff Wagstaff.
There, you're welcome.
I saw him poop in a Chick-fil-A bag behind the
song.
dumpster at Clear Channel
I think
Community.
you're
I never worked for iHeart. I only work for Clear Channel.
You want to call him?
Yeah, he's still
Bonatti
working in
Spine
Tampa.
Institute.
He still works in Tampa. Email him and tell him I said that.
I did email you some pictures if you want to pull it up for
Okay.
the
Okay.
Twitch folks.
So,
All right.
so this is not made by a company. This guy
No.
custom built this.
It
Yes.
started out as a boat trailer. In fact, it was probably the boat that you ran into the ground.
Oh yeah.
No,
it's,
this
it's
is-
more of a jet ski or a John boat trailer,
Yeah, it
small
was a little
boat trailer.
15-foot John boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he built it, custom built the whole thing, and he actually he must know what he's doing because he put
Well, yeah,
things.
he's a diesel mechanic.
Yeah, well, I'm
They
just
know how to
saying-
do everything.
Well, when it comes to camping and building campers, because not only did he build it with unbelievable craftsmanship, like the
Big word, wasn't it?
That was really impressive. Say it again.
Spell it.
he added things like the water system on the roof.
That's
that
for pooping.
Uses the sun to heat it, and then you could take showers. And it's like basically 4 PVC pipes that hold the water, and you could add pressure to it. And I'm just saying, he
Yeah.
custom built this
It's-
to
yeah,
camp.
he did. He thought of all these things that just you don't really think about unless you're out there in the woods. And you're going, sure, it would be nice to have this.
Yeah,
And he did it.
Yeah, so that tells me he's got some experience with like knowing what you need and what you don't need because he's got it all set up, solar on the roof and the ability to hook up to a campsite, but you could rough it at no hookup place. Like you have a lot of opportunity with this thing.
He literally has a pump, an air pump, that you can hook up to the water so that you can have shower head pressure.
Yes, yeah. That tells me that he knows what he's doing when it comes to like building.
Could you
mini
use like a
campers.
bicycle? Okay, so could you be in the shower,
Uh-huh.
and then Jason could have a bicycle pump, and you could go, give me 3 squirts, right? And then like,
Yes.
oh, okay, I'm rinsing my hair. Give me 8 squirts, right? You
Yeah.
you
I
could.
mean, there's so many different purposes. It's
You
multi-purpose.
could literally, and,
I love
and
it.
there's also a 4-inch cap, so you could take
I'm
the
losing my
cap off
nerve.
if there's no water hookup and fill up from a fresh stream or something like that. So
Yeah.
you don't even have to have water hookup. So
I got
if you
some
run out of water
pictures
and you're
of
out
now.
roughing it, it's
Now let's talk about camping here, because what is the plan now? Because it seems like you're like, I want to buy this. You went out, you ran and bought it. You came here, we're all excited. We're like, yeah. Now
We did raise the roof.
Now you got to use it. Where are you gonna go?
DeLand.
Oh my God! Every house looks like the camper you bought there.
So because
Jason's been getting this calling. He's ready to get on the road and start adventuring.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wants to
What's
get
on your
out.
bucket list? What do you?
So first is going to be a little small tour out to Oklahoma and Kansas.
Okay.
So we gotta see the family and we gotta see the farm.
And we're leaving
got some
on
corn
July
growing.
30th.
You also have to show them the trailer and then get all the negativity that they'll
Right, because they're
Right.
going to go, you guys are crazy.
Right.
And there's going to be a lot of limiting beliefs.
But that will fuel you. That will fuel you.
Right? That we're Teflon now.
And
we
also-
know how to deal with that.
And on the way out, every time we stop at a gas station or we stop at a camping spot, we're going to be collecting dreams and things to put stickers on the camper.
It's like a mood board almost.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Of positivity.
I'm with you.
Of affirmation.
Totally in.
Because what we believe is our reality. We're living lucky.
Yeah, and if you and try to look at what the naysayers, and they'll be there, and they mean well because they love you. That's the only reason they're saying
Yes.
it. So you got to use that as a little bit of fuel, right?
Yes, because they wish they could get in there.
Exactly.
It's funny.
and
My mom, as
travel
soon as we
with
got the trailer, my mom's like, "Just stay in the garage and camp in the garage. It's dangerous pulling a trailer."
I like that. I like that. That's awesome.
Our stance against trailers.
You'll get skin cancer with
There's
the
a
sun.
virus out there.
And like we already know, my dad is gonna be like, "Why did you get something so small?
Yeah, why didn't you get something nice? With
Yeah,
this?
why didn't you get something new?" And we already know that my sister is
Why-
gonna say,
They make
"I
new
wouldn't be caught dead in that." You know, like
Yeah,
we can
Well-
already guess what everybody's gonna say.
Yeah, because what you bought, I mean, there's RV, or like traveling around an RV.
You
and
bought Tent Plus.
Yes, yes, 100%. This is
I
10
think you
plus.
bought Tent Plus, and I look, and this coming from pro. I'm a pro.
I mean, it's got a kitchen, guys.
I am pro Tent Plus.
did.
Well, it maybe it's Tent Platinum.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's got
It's
an
like
air.
Tent Platinum.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But the kitchen is just an air. It's the sink and an area to put your camping grill. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
The
right.
cool thing is
So it's
that
like that's,
it looks
you know,
like an old dresser at like a Wild West bank
Right.
because
But
it's stained and
also,
it looks great.
Who wants to take a $25,000 camper and put stickers all over it?
I don't. No,
Because that would break that. To me, I'm a little bit
I'm with
frugal,
you.
and I'm like, I want to take care of something that's nice.
I'm with you.
And I don't like. Maybe next year,
Yeah.
I'll go for the $25,000.
Do you know
camper.
how long I would spend putting that map of the United States, the vinyl sticker map, on my tire cover? How long? Every bubble with a credit card smushed out. You know what I mean? Like, I would do that. I'm with you on that. Yeah. This is perfect for what you want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for what we're doing, we're going to be collecting dreams. If people want to write their Sharpie, I mean,
Yeah, because
whatever
we
want
want
to
to, like,
do.
literally on the roof. So you saw the roof in there.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have inspirational quotes that are covering that.
Okay.
Jana wants to wood burn them in there or write them with a Sharpie so
Yeah,
that we
set that thing on
every,
fire.
Every night when we go to bed, we have something that's really meaningful for the whole trip.
Here's why this is a gigantic mistake.
Oh, why you got to yuck on there, yo?
Why do you guys come here? Why do you guys
come here to tell them?
No, they come here.
I'm telling my
Okay.
friends the truth.
Jealous,
think-
let your duck quack.
I think they come here for me and Sam.
They're here to help us.
I'm trying to help my friend.
I mean,
We've got-
they're giving you content and you're stomping their dreams.
We're gonna
God.
throw you a life jacket. Go ahead and bring it. Bring it.
I'm just throwing it out there that
You're not living, what was the 7 F's?
Have you guys-
Is that right? Am I remember?
7 F's
Yeah, this
of
guy
Ula.
didn't learn nothing, and I'm not even in it, but at least I'm listening and absorbing.
Okay.
If I got that right, then you are the bad one.
because
Tell us.
I too had this dream, and me and Crystal
The
had
sailboat. Don't bring up the GD sailboat. I'll punch my microphone.
No, the mini camper dream because we with the
And you didn't follow through. You did nothing.
Yeah, you're right, because we are not as adventurous and we're not living our best life.
No,
We're
you're not living lucky.
We are
Thank
not
you.
living lucky.
Yeah, he also had to go. Look at the shirt. Read it. Is that last word lucky? I don't. And did he see his head goes? What is a U? I don't know what a U
Tom
is.
literally is living unlucky. He has the worst luck.
Yeah.
You
That's
should
the
have
word.
that shirt, except it's a rotten
Oh
banana.
my God! What if I'm Mr. Glass? we found each other.
Wait, you think that you
Wait,
guys
hold on. Me and the crow, Crystal, I won't disrespect for that much. We are living unlucky.
Yeah.
And then we got living lucky, and they're right there. It's the yin and the yang.
There you go.
It's Bruce Willis.
Kids, no kids.
Ah.
But man, they're okay.
Fun, no fun.
Yeah. Like everything comes like all
Like if you think about who do you want to invite to your party, Jenna and Jason. Who do you not want to invite to your party, Crystal and Tom.
like if we in some like we got a mini camper, literally it would be the exact opposite. Like Jenna and Jason are going to place engraving
meaningful
inspirational
statements.
quotes. Something.
Yeah.
People are hugging them. We are.
They're witnessing. They're having moments where people are actually putting their hands on them. They're crying. They're sharing like witnessing moments where they're like literally. We had a breakthrough today.
I'm pooping on the floor.
What?
Screaming. Why do we not buy a
No, then
bigger
eventually
camper?
you just pull into a Best Western, and your whole family goes inside, and you're not talking. Your
The
wife's not
kids are
talking,
bitching.
and then your wife's not talking to you. So you get the Best Western room with the double beds, and the boys sleep with you.
Like-
She sleeps alone. Oh,
It's
silent
like,
treatment.
too small.
Oh, my face hurts.
And there's like, don't put meat on the flat grill because I can't get it. I don't want the meat residue.
That's why
on-
I've never
my
understood why.
vegetables.
I've never understood why he's wanted an outdoor kitchen, because normally you don't do a lot of veggie chopping on your old out. You want meat out there, right?
Yeah.
It's like
So-
a meat thing.
Back to here is why this is a mistake.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, tell me why it's a mistake.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail
I
you.
know the I got excited. I was like, we don't need that much. All we need is
Love.
a place to sleep.
Yeah.
The rest is the outdoors.
It's
That's
the-
the true essence of camp.
Hold on.
It gets worse
Wait
after
for the
this.
negativity.
It's like
coming.
it's like a cruise ship room, right? You don't.
Exactly.
You're gonna be partying the whole time and having
It
fun.
is.
You just need a bed. You don't
Yeah.
need the
need a
balcony.
place.
You need somewhere to go and put your sweaty self.
Now
in
I
there.
don't believe that, because when we go on our cruises, I like to avoid our fat listeners. And I like they're disgusting.
What was
And
his name?
I like to all of them, and I like to just be on the balcony alone with just a bucket of beer, and I look out the sea and contemplate my mistakes. I look at my mistakes on the horizon.
Think, would I die, or do I have a possibility of living if I jump?
No, I want to die.
Right.
Yeah.
So me and Crystal, we got online and we started looking at teardrop mini campers.
Yeah.
And then like
There's a reason they're called teardrop.
and then we started looking at it. We were like, this is all we need. We don't need anything fancy. We just need a kitchen in the back. We're gonna be out there.
The boys, they'll be out. They'll be
it's-
hiking. They'll come back with a hiker's guide and bird watching and what they saw, and they'll write it all
Right.
down.
And then
They
we're
can
like,
even ride back there.
they're like, this is the essence of camping. This is how you truly
Take a pinch of
enjoy.
sand from everywhere we went and put it in an hourglass that we can
Camping.
frame.
That's such a great idea.
And then we're like, well, what is the next step up? And they're like, this one has.
Oh, you gotta keep upgrading.
And then you finally.
This one's got a Roku. A Roku. You need a Roku.
And then you're looking at like, well, you need a couch and then you need a dining table, and we're not able
you
to.
don't.
And then the slide, and then you get this one. The slide out is so much bigger.
Yeah.
And then you're like a full size refrigerator, and then you're like stove,
And then you
coffee
have the
maker,
hot tub.
and all stuff. And then
This one comes with a maid.
And,
Exactly.
and then it's so much better with all that stuff. And the
Well, then eventually you just get to a point where you're like, we just bought our house again.
yeah, that's what happens. And then all I'm saying is,
And then you don't use it because why would you? It's your house.
Yeah.
And houses are not meant to be used. They're like driven around.
that GD camper has been at the storage unit for 8 months. And
Yeah,
no
we
one's
don't
ever
have
seen
to
it.
store it. We don't even have to insure it.
I know.
And that was so great.
It's like a
about
DUI
that.
scooter.
I've been asking Jason to clean out the garage for 15 years, and then all of a sudden he buys this little teardrop
Between
camper.
Friday night and Saturday, or Saturday and Saturday night, I clean out the whole garage. It took me 15 years for that little bit of
all
motivation.
Of a sudden, in like 3 hours, he's like, "Oh, I got it cleaned."
I
was
just
like,
threw everything
wow.
away.
Yeah, that's what I
was
did.
like, I've been holding on to things
Yeah.
for 15 years, and I got pissed off at her just for throwing away my Ducks Unlimited things that I'd been holding on to when we got
What'd you
married.
have? Did you have the phone, the duck phone?
I had all these
had a collection of
custom-made
wooden ducks.
artist wooden decoys.
Yeah, my
and
uncle
she just
collects
threw
all
them
those.
all away. They're like $500 a piece.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Then,
Why
like
do we
15
need
years
wooden
ago,
ducks,
and
though?
she's like that, and she's like, I'm gonna donate your guns too, because y'all used to always do the Kicks for Guns. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna.
Don't let me in with
She
that.
called me at work one day. She's like, I've got all your, your guns. I was like, they're
taking your guns.
Yeah, I knew they would. I knew somebody would take the guns. People have been yelling it for years.
So you guys are going to document everything, obviously,
Nope.
on your show.
And
We're gone for 6 months. We'll be back.
Don't talk to us again. Consider this a goodbye interview.
That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing YouTube video. Well, not start. We've been doing YouTube videos.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been
Yeah,
showing
I watch
up.
you guys in the mornings.
It's just time for us to, get out of the house.
Are you going to get an internet puck?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like an internet puck, so you're connected as you're going down the
Yes.
road and get all that kind
That's
of.
what we need.
Do you have one of those?
We did, but Tom, he pinches pennies. We canceled it a long time. We
Oh,
had
it costs money.
We had one. It was through
I
Sprint.
think we're gonna pass.
Yeah.
No, we
it's-
need that.
You're gonna
an
need that.
internet
You're gonna need a puck. You're gonna need like a hot spot, little hot spot.
Can you get that sponsored?
Sure,
You can.
we'll sponsor it.
Awesome.
Now,
Is that live?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you guys, first trip, the long trip, is going to be up to Kansas, and
No, that's
Yes.
a short trip.
that's a short one. Okay,
Yeah,
but
that's-
even
the long one's gonna cover 48 states.
oh, really? So you guys are going to go?
I'm putting it
for
out there now.
We gotta start small, Jason.
I know. I'm putting it out there.
Start small.
Jana's kind of like this is the first time I've ever seen Jana pull him back.
Really?
Hold the reins.
Yeah, because he's like, we're hitting every state, and
I
she's like,
know.
whoa, easy.
And
there.
Canada.
Small.
I'm top banana here.
There you
And
go.
then we're gonna
make
hit
the
all the
decision.
provinces of Canada.
That'll be fun.
So now,
mushrooms
how
are
much
legal up
camping
there.
experience do you guys have?
0.
Okay, all right.
Fun to watch.
They did the
Champ-
safari
Oh,
with
that-
the lion,
Yeah,
and
we,
that's.
with
we've
a-
done a
We had our own
safari.
private guide.
I mean, but it's the
yeah.
United States. How hard can it be?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not.
It's not gonna go well.
I'm not saying this is.
I think it's gonna be great.
I think Jana came
Unlikely.
here. Okay, Jana
Okay,
came here.
all right.
I believe for us to pump her up because Jason already said that she was feeling a little like I don't know. Maybe they're gonna hate the camper. Maybe that's maybe a sign of something else, doubt there. And now I don't believe you're helping.
I know. I apologize, but did you come to Tom and Dan to for us to give you motivation? You guys are the motivation. You give me
The
motivation.
last time I went camping was with Jack Bradshaw. Do you remember this,
yes,
Jason?
and you got so bitten by ants. You had
I was
my
changing.
God, Jack.
I was changing.
Jack's
my
a monster.
pants.
My God, who would do that?
I
It
was
was in a
changing
cow
my
field.
pants.
A cow
I
field.
was changing my pants behind the tent, and all of a sudden, I started getting these spasms, and I looked down, and my legs were in this fire ant like thing, and all of a sudden, like I had fire ants everywhere, and they all bit at one time.
yeah, it was.
Remember
nuts.
this?
Megabyte.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the
And then
middle
they
of the
all
night.
turned to pimples, like pus pockets.
Thanks, Jason. You just took it a little too far, but that's okay.
Tasty.
Then
Tasty is
our,
what I'm
our
saying.
air
Look at these pus
mattress,
pockets.
our air mattress popped in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
I do, and it was moist on the bottom.
Oh,
And then
Pus pocket.
we had to poop. Remember,
Yeah.
trying to poop, and then we
And you had to
accidentally,
kind of get between the car door and the
and
it
then
was
we
horrible.
rolled.
It's hard to balance on that.
Do you know when you-
secondary?
Are you guys
cup
trying to
holder.
convince me camping's horrible? Because I
No.
know. I'm about to tell you.
But you learn a lot camping when you're not experienced, because when you squat to poop, if you squat straight down and your pants are around your ankle,
Yeah, you can't do that.
you poop in your pants. You might as well have just left them up.
Yes, that's
See, girls
right.
know better than that because we've
Well,
been.
you know what I usually do before I go is I take like a dowel rod in between my pants and I anchor them forward.
Wow.
Oh,
And then I
that's-
nail the rod in to hold my underwear and
I
shorts
like that move.
forward. It's a lot of work.
Nice.
Yeah, and then they're around my ankles. So you got to envision your pants and underwear around your ankles, and then you got to take a dowel rod, a sharpened dowel rod, much like anything you'd stab a vampire with, and you push it forward and you nail it in, and it'll keep your pants out of the way, and then keep it
Butler's
clean.
got some spikes for you
See,
guys.
So that's okay. This is what I'm curious about because Jason, you're gung ho 48 states. Like we're hitting every
He's
single
right.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that would take. I don't know if you did the research or
48
whatever.
days. I'm
I mean,
It's
I'm
gonna
guessing.
be longer.
Yeah.
Right.
If I was just
I
gonna,
mean, you could even maybe half that if you only do half days in each state. You know what I mean?
I didn't say 48 nights.
Because some states are not
Texas
going
is
to
drive
be.
right through.
Yeah, I mean,
Some
yeah,
aren't worth
Rhode
it.
Island's really tiny.
Yeah, Rhode Island's like a quarter day trip.
I do
maybe.
know we're gonna start by.
And if you do circles like Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, all those are like really close right there, and like hit the corners.
You're like, ding, ding, ding.
Okay. So let's just say, even if you guys are on a insane pace, you do it in 50 days, which is impossible. It's gonna take more, but let's just throw out 50 days, right? 50 days straight of camping in that mini camper. I've been camping. I used to go every single weekend for my birthday. We used to go.
I like camping.
It was me and the wizard.
My friends like camping.
And Turkey Land.
Porno Joe. We all like camping.
Baloney Andy.
And
He never went.
And every time I was excited about it.
Yeah.
And then every single time on the second day, I was like, and when we were canoeing back, I think it was the third day, I think we do 2 nights.
I would haul ass back because I'd be so sick of camping.
And
on the day back, I would paddle down river as fast as I could just to get like everybody be like, we're making the last day of it. I would be home at like 12:30.
and then the last day on the canoe ride back, and we just do the tent, and it would be permanent camping. It was camp on this corner of or the side of Peace River, and then we'd always say, well, whew, that was
something we were most excited about.
I'm not ready to do that again for another year.
You'll remember this. The most excited we got was eating Kentucky Fried Chicken at that stupid Kentucky Fried Chicken because we're like, finally something that
regular food.
Something that isn't like a hot dog or something.
So that's
garbage.
2 days, and I liked it, and we're doing it again for my 40th birthday coming up. Yeah, we're bringing it back.
You're gonna hate it.
Are you going?
Are you bringing your kids?
Yeah.
Well,
everybody's bringing their kids. Now everybody's got kids, and it's gonna be miserable.
I can't do it.
You should come. It's awesome.
Everyone's bringing all their kids.
Yeah.
No, the kids. Everybody miserable.
The kids are gonna hate.
I'm
it.
bringing both my 15-year-old mini dogs to crap everywhere.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, everybody bitching, everybody fighting.
Please document this.
I'm bringing Maisie, my wife. I'm bringing both my elderly dogs that just go everywhere they want to, and I'm bringing my mom and dad's ashes. Bringing everybody.
Wow.
Everybody's going to be on the verge of divorce. Every kid is going to be miserable. They're screaming. It's going to be the worst.
Mutiny. The kids will start killing the parents off.
I might walk into the woods and never come back.
So maybe we should rethink this.
Maybe we should go on that trip.
So
how much do you want to sell it for? I'm in the market.
Me and Daniel, 2 days.
We buy it. We camp one time, sell it right back here.
So this
you can rent it out. They got things like RV share.
I saw that and Airbnb or whatever.
Outdoorsy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Like that's what people are doing now.
Poolber.
But you guys are going to be using 4 days.
This is your new home.
This first trip is just a 2-week trip to kind of get our toes in the water.
Ease into it.
Yeah, ease into it. And like you guys just said, if it doesn't work, then we're going to put it up for sale when we get home.
All right.
Well, keep us in mind as a first right of refusal.
Yeah.
Because we're always looking for a place to
waste our money.
Yeah. Also, there's just something about like me leaving my family with a loan.
Yeah.
And just going out just with that as my behind my vehicle, and then I just want to move away and never turn my back on my whole family.
Does that would that scare you?
No, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like being alone. Yeah. It's one of the things that Andrew and I both like. We need alone time, so it's very. Do you guys have that?
Oh yeah.
I love being alone.
Jana like she just gets under her
Have you
blanket.
thought about how this will impact your alone time?
No, yeah.
Didn't think about that.
Didn't mean to make a pivot.
Well, one person can drive, one person can hang out in the camper.
Well, you can't be in the camper while they're driving down the road. That's illegal.
Yeah.
Nobody has
Nobody's
to know.
gonna know.
Well, I mean, unless he jackknives it, next thing you know, it's Ragdoll
then you
City.
got a
That's
lot
not
of
good.
alone
Yeah,
time.
that's right. Yeah, then you have ultimate alone time and a guilty conscience of murdering your wife.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh my God, that's called the Burke.
It's a violent death as the camper is somersaulting and breaking apart.
Yeah, like you'll know, you'll look behind and you'll see and your color's yellow,
keep going.
and you'll just see 1,000 banana trinkets flying in the air. And you're like, oh my God, this is bad.
As you cartwheel down the interstate.
And a crock pot top.
Yeah.
Oh, crock pot
by the
tops,
way,
yellow bananas everywhere.
you're getting
living lucky. Oh, it's bad.
You're getting stabbed by your supplies.
It would make national news.
It would make national news.
Well, finally, the views we've been waiting for.
But that next morning chat you have alone is just so sad.
Listen, if anybody,
Could someone please share this now?
if anybody that I know could do this, you guys could do it.
They're going to be super successful.
Because you are able to maintain a positive
what you're
attitude.
hearing
Yeah.
is exactly what you're going to hear, which is jealousy. Because we can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Do you have certain things in states that you want to see, or are you just
We're
going to
gonna
randomly?
start
People.
by the people
People?
that have been showing up to our morning coffee that we do every morning. We're going to start by going to visit them. So
That's
we have,
awesome.
for some reason, we have a huge following
It's gonna be
in
so fun.
Louisiana.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Cajun
Louisiana,
baby.
Georgia, some people in
Leave it
Texas,
lucky with the
some
banana.
people in California. I'm like, it's 3:30 in the morning or 3:50 in the morning in California. Why are you watching us in the morning?
Now,
Like,
then-
"Hi."
That's
Now-
cool though, man.
if you're an influencer traveling around and they do this,
Tom
you're-
Green's doing this right now very successfully, where he's just overlanding and he's broadcasting out of his van, and I think he's been doing it like about a year plus, and it's great.
Your
Yeah.
audience will invite you to, like, if you want to take a break, so you could stay at my house or whatever.
He'll go
Would
sit
you
in-
guys do that?
Couch
Well,
surf.
He'll go
So-
sit in people's yards with like his like a chair, and they'll just sit there and like just chat with a guy.
Yeah.
We
So-
had a couch surfer, and he was only supposed to stay for 1 week.
It
And
was
a
several
month
weeks.
later, I'm like,
No, it was more than a month.
"Jason, we gotta get this banana
You
guy.
guys get a lot of unwanted people living in your home.
He's the guy that has that big banana car. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's called the Banana Man.
Yeah,
You had the banana man.
So it was the big
You had the banana man
Wait,
squatting
Hold
at
on, what does
Banana's
that
house.
living lucky banana onto your shirt
No,
mean?
her name is Banana, and the Banana Man's like, "This must be my mother." And he drove over.
Yeah.
Like, "Are you my mother?
And so
I'm
he-
Banana Man."
Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
come stay
he
with
came
you.
twice.
And it was great the
Which
first
there's
time.
videos about that.
And then the second time he came, I'm like, God, he's never gonna leave. He's never gonna leave.
Now, why did he ask to stay at your house? Like, hey, can you?
He's a couch surfer. He has this car that looks like a big giant banana.
Well, that's enough to get him on my couch. Come on over, buddy.
oh, you're
It's pretty
crazy.
awesome. The car is awesome.
Crazy person.
I let anybody with a car that's shaped like fruit live in my home.
Yeah, yeah. If you glued a million trinkets to the outside, if you
Oh, this guy's got a bunch of old Mickey's Big Mouth beer caps all over his tercel. You can stay on my couch.
this last time, remember he had
So he was doing
he
a
got
tour
caught
for
in a rainstorm, and so he smelled a little mildewy.
Yeah, because all his, he
Well, he's
keeps all his
homeless.
clothes.
Janet,
home.
Janet
So
and Jason,
literally,
you are you're the funniest people that come on the show, and
sorry.
it's my favorite. I can't stop laughing. I'm
that's
crying.
I was like, we got to get him out of our house.
So how did you get him
he
out of
put
here?
all of his stuff in a trailer
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania somewhere and doesn't know where the trailer is anymore.
He
He's been gone
lost
so
it.
long.
Oh my
He
God,
lost
Like, he
he's
parked it-
like old school crypto guys.
Yeah, and then he just started like couch surfing.
But his car is the car is amazing. Like I want the car.
Yeah.
looks
'cause
like a
it
banana.
looks like a banana. It's awesome. He was doing a tour for Del Monte fruit, and then he did a tour for tropical smoothie, and it was.
Who would know there's that much demand for banana car?
Honestly.
Well, it was kind of like the radio gigs where you'd go to a remote
Right.
and two people would show up.
Yeah, it's okay. You can say it.
No, yeah. We've said that a million times.
Yeah. I think about
We
that
love
when they're
that.
like, and come on out to Planet Smoothie. We're doing a grand opening where you can get 15% off. I'm like, nobody cares about that.
And also, you're like, how much? And when you're sitting there and nobody's showing up, and you're like, well, I'm getting paid $150 an hour. Who's paying for
Yeah.
this?
I would like
this
to
is
be-
the biggest waste of money I've ever seen.
I would like
oh
to
my
see
God,
the
this is a
guy
waste.
where
I
you're
always-
like, what's your hobby? And the guy's like, I'm really into Planet Smoothie openings. Like, I want to meet that guy.
And free movie
Yeah,
tickets.
there's that guy.
So, can I give you a piece of Tom Van advice?
Yes, please.
Alright.
We are. That's why
man.
we're here.
So, you're gonna be tired very quickly of staying in that camper because it's too small, and then you can just pretend on your social media like you go, like, all right, guys, good night, and as soon as you hit the stop record
That's
button,
true.
you're in the parking lot of Best
Embassy
Western.
Suites, baby.
and then you and you leave that,
and you leave all your
it in the
gear
parking
in
lot.
there. You leave your recording
You're
gear
showering,
in there. Yeah.
you're pooping in a regular toilet.
Because what you can do is be in your PJs. Because do you guys
Yeah.
have matching PJs?
Yes, we of course.
I thought I've
yeah,
seen
we
that.
have like
I do too.
a million.
Tom
pairs.
hates that. We're into it. That's
Yeah.
fine. He doesn't like fun.
Well, that's
But
your problem,
You guys
bro.
get in your jammies. You get back there. You're like, hey, good night,
Yeah.
viewers. We love you so much. And are we off? Are we off? Oh, F those people. I hate our viewers. Yuck. Embassy Suites.
Yeah.
We have to be
2
authentic.
croissants, please.
Yeah. Then you're like, oh, the AC,
Yeah.
the bed, you're
So
watching
good.
HBO.
We were thinking about just parking over at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and just taking different parking spots over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah, you can do that.
And then
I still
staying
use my
in-
mom's handicap placard.
Staying in the hotel every
Why
night.
would you do that?
Just to be authentic, but still be camping. Kind of.
You're my favorite guest because you always have a new adventure they're going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
We don't adventure enough. We don't even do go-to shows anymore because
What?
he and I can't hold our. We get too distracted and then we start overthinking the audio and we start thinking it's not funny. So then we're like, nah, just do it in the studio. It's just we're both more comfortable here.
Well, we were hoping y'all were going to come out to the house and do it from the boat.
We will. We will.
It depends.
We'll make exceptions for
But
the.
I put a cover on the boat now, and I haven't put a cover on it in 5 years. Put a cover on it. I don't think that's coming off until after the tour now.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
That's a.
Oh, they're
That's
hard
hard
to
to
do.
put on.
They're hard.
No,
Oh my
the
god!
snap
You
cover.
did it by
I hate-
yourself?
yeah.
You did it alone? That's not fun.
And
Well, it was on a lift.
We also
You-
blows your
it's,
thumbs out. I can't do it. I'm not good with those time of.
Oh well, this one
Snaps.
didn't. So mine has this ski mirror that I have to fold down.
That's
and
a
it's
humble brag. Tom, you got a ski mirror you got to fold down?
It's a,
Oh, yeah.
I thought about buying one.
it was horrible because mine doesn't have the snaps. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
has this thing. This
Tom
wrap
doesn't
that
even
goes
have
all
a
the way
key to
around
his
it.
boat. He's like the
And I-
banana man. He
and it
doesn't know where the
doesn't
key to his
fit.
boat is.
So you got to pull and push like it's the worst.
You guys
experience.
gonna like? It's a serious question. We have a little bit of time. You guys gonna? I mean, you think about it. The normal things that
Oh, like
couples
if-
do
if-
in the.
Oh yeah, you
It's
have to
a
christen
rockin'.
it.
We've already done that.
In it?
Yeah, right where Tom had his hands.
Yeah.
So
Thought those pillows were a little less furry than they should have been. They had stiff peaks, like meringue.
when
That's
you,
what you look for in meringue. is
Maybe
stiff,
it's Maybelline.
stiff peaks.
are you guys going to sleep in it a couple times before you go on your adventure? Are you going to go?
Yeah, we're gonna take a little
try
trip this weekend.
We're gonna try it out this
Gonna
weekend.
go over to the Space Coast.
and then we're leaving
Campground?
on the
Yeah.
30th for our 2-week trip. And our 2-week trip is really just us kind of dipping our toes in the water, see if this
Is there? Can we purchase something for you for your travels,
gonna
like
work.
mini fan, Velcro mini fan?
Well, that AC and you're gonna need that. Like, yeah. Oh, I think so. I think that if you, especially right now in Florida,
We're only gonna be in Florida for like 3 hours.
well, I
But
thought
it's hot
you're
everywhere
gonna
right
test it
now.
out this weekend, right?
It's gonna be hot this weekend.
When you wake up and
Not on
that
the
We're gonna be in a
beach.
pool of sweat.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna stink. It's gonna smell like a sauna in
Urine.
there.
I've stayed in tents before where it's not that. It's like, you know, we went in Peace River where it's like we usually went in February, so it was always cold at night. But sometimes it's like it gets up to 88 in the day or whatever.
If you got a breeze, it's okay.
I don't know. If
and-
it starts smelling like the Belleville High School locker room, I'm gonna be very
It will get a
got-
like even my bed that I sleep in nightly gets I sweat uncontrollably when I sleep.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like
it's
I
bad.
wake. Oh, it's nightmares. It's all nightmares. I wake up and then I just got to change my underwear every night. It's all sweat, all nightmares.
Married, kids. Oh.
No, it's not even that. That's the good stuff. It's all bad stuff. It's like cancer and murder and war. A lot of war.
Oh.
A lot of war.
Yeah, a lot of war in there.
We should put Daniel in touch with Leora.
Leona.
Leona.
Nothing can help.
We
us.
just
Leona.
interviewed this
No.
woman on our podcast,
Past
and
life
she was talking
experiences.
about and it comes out in your dreams.
Oh, like past lives?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, his whatever
Yeah.
it was bad. Real bad.
I believe I was a cabin boy on a pirate ship,
You might have been.
and I think they had their way with me.
You were in the bucket, in the
Yeah.
barrel.
Yeah, no, I think they had their way with me.
Where can people follow your guys' adventure?
Wow. Go ahead.
StartLivingLucky.com.
All right.
StartLivingLucky.com.
I like that. That's good.
StartLivingLucky.club. JannaShelfer.com.
Start. Just keep it simple.
Okay.
StartLivingLucky.com.
And everything can be found through there.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Indeed.
All right,
Get
I'm gonna
on it.
follow you guys'
Thank you,
adventure.
guys.
You guys got
Thank you
merch
guys
and
so
stuff?
much.
Can people buy stuff?
We're slowly getting there. We have
They're asking.
T-shirts.
Yeah, they want
we do
t-shirts.
have T-shirts
Like
and-
that one?
And yes, and they will be on our website soon. And
It's got a banana smile on it. I like
Now,
that shirt.
I'm not going to tell you guys how to do your branding.
my God.
Jeez.
I'm just saying the campsites, if you're staying in like RV parks,
They need banana lights.
they're notorious
Ooh.
I'm gonna buy you banana lights. Hold on.
For swingers,
Yeah.
it's a kind of a lifestyle swingers prefer for whatever
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
they like
Okay,
RVs. Yeah. Anyway, that shirt is kind of swingery.
Oh, so they'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yes, but also
the eyes are
assume that
upside
you
down.
guys want to party because if
Maybe they do.
I'm
You
getting-
know
I don't know.
business.
Listen, I'm not gonna get in your
At
business.
every RV park, you gotta have. My dad would say this. You gotta
Have a
have.
banana
Novelty
light.
lights.
Well, you gotta have novelty lights
Yeah.
to let people know that you're fun. My dad had a string of chili pepper lights that he
my
would put up,
Yeah.
and he had a string of teddy bears. He had like the bubble bear.
Oh, I love
You
it.
remember like your German bubble
That
bear?
was my
where you
nickname in college.
Squeeze
Of
his
course I know
belly,
that.
but you need banana lights.
Oh yeah, let's buy that for
Yeah,
them.
we're buying you
Oh,
banana
you guys are
lights
awesome.
for your. They're really cheap too.
Thank
so
you for
Tom will
putting
approve
your
it.
stickers on the side, and we are gonna go around and we're gonna get people's positive affirmations, dreams,
love it.
goals,
Leave them with a positive affirmation.
because
Tom.
that's how we roll.
Listen, you're never gonna have fun.
There it
That's
is.
it.
That's it. Perfectly said. He's the king. He's
love
the king.
it.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, bye bye.
You guys are awesome.